It's the second weekend of the high school football season, and the Cats are back at home tonight against another formidable foe from Northwest Arkansas, this time the Bentonville Tigers. The two teams have split the last 4 meetings, with the Tigers winning 17-10 a year ago. The Cats are hot, coming off a huge come-from-behind win over Fayetteville last week, 38-21. It's a lot to play for, including the seniors, as we celebrate Senior Night tonight. That's coming up on Conway Corp.
Good evening and welcome to John McConnell Stadium. I'm Levi Gilbert alongside Tim Roach. In a season full of unusual circumstances, we've got another unique change tonight as well. It's senior night and just the second week of the season as your Wampus Cats are set to host the Bentonville Tigers. We'll start here with the senior cheerleaders. First cheerleader about to get announced here is Riley Harrison, daughter of Joe and Wendy Harrison.
Great young lady. Wendy is a teacher here at the Conway High School, and Joe is his dad was a former coach here and dean of boys at the high school, so a lot of Wampus Cat tradition with that family.
Mentioned some Axiom connections earlier as well. You know all about those Axiom connections?
Joe gets around. He's a familiar face around Conway. A lot of people try to avoid him, but he's a great guy, great family. They've been active in the community for as long as I can remember.
And if you're wondering, they're still kind of lining up out there. It's certainly unusual to have senior night so early in the season, but Tim, we live in unusual times.
Yeah, we do, and we learned a lesson from baseball, softball, and some of the late spring sports that did not get to have their senior night. And I think this is a great action. Giving them a chance to get their due. They've paid the price for 3 years now. I'm glad they're celebrating early just to make sure we get it in.
It's the right call. And I think before the season started, I want to say like a week maybe before, we started to see a few people on Twitter and I don't even know if they were in Arkansas necessarily, but putting it out there for, these football teams that are playing in the states that are allowing it. You need to move that senior night up as early as you can, and I think there might have even been some chatter of us trying to do it a week ago, but there's a lot of moving parts to a night like that.
The coordination, you're talking about 50 or so football players that are seniors, then you've got dance, the cheerleaders, you're going to have the band at halftime. It's a lot of people, it's a lot of coordination, and the week one, when you're just trying to decide, are you really going to get to play or not, then you add on to that the complexity of trying to take care of everybody. Again, you want to not rush through the process. You want to make sure it's done right. They're going to try to do it the best way they can. Second week of the season, senior night, it's a little bit strange, but as you've said many times, this is a strange year. This is the year for it.
Yeah, and with senior night festivities happening tonight, we of course have started this live portion of our broadcast a little earlier than normal so we can help bring all of these activities to all of you, and we're thrilled to do that. We'll still have the coaches show and our normal pregame coverage coming up in just a bit. So we'll be honoring our senior members and also the senior football team members, and you mentioned at halftime, we'll get to see our senior band members as well, and they've got some flashy new unis to show off.
They do, and they also have, as always, their special hat night. So the parents give out a special hat to all the senior band members. A great moment for them.
All right, we're getting started here. We announced Riley Harrison earlier. She's officially announced on the field now, daughter of Joe and Wendy Harrison. This is my favorite part, is watching them try to figure out where they're supposed to go on the field. Next up, senior cheerleader Madison Maxwell, daughter of Eric and Whitney Maxwell. Oh, another change tonight. We've got our sideline camera back.
Oh, that's right.
We'll talk about that more as the broadcast gets underway. Next up is Katie Beth Smith, daughter of Marcus and Deanne Smith. Next up, Hannah Woodall, daughter of Steve Woodall and Erica Adams. And those are your senior cheerleaders. Next, we'll move on to our senior dance team members. Up first is Kaylee Fortune, daughter of Corey and Emily Fortune.
I can absolutely respect the face mask and beard problem that he has. That's a problem.
It is, yeah, it's difficult. Next up, Kennedy Lee, daughter of Chinetta Kelly. And your final senior dance team member tonight, Alyssa Rye, daughter of Jerry and Angela Rye.
Angela is a good friend of mine. She works at Axiom with
I
Levi
thought I recognized that name.
Yeah, she is a great lady, great family, and excited for them to have this moment.
Yeah. Well, here comes our senior football team members, starting off with Elvis Ayala, son of Rogelio and Gabriela Alvarez. Next up, DeTravian Trey Banks, son of Alfred and Rolanda Banks.
Had a great game last week. He was critical on getting that run stopped.
Next up, Wyatt Basinger, son of Philip and Yolanda Basinger.
He could do some kicking duties if needed. He's got a good, strong leg.
Next up, number 29, Jamal Bethune, son of Tommy Jr. and Shantaria Lowe.
Jamal had arguably one of his best games ever last week. He was critical and key to us winning the ball game.
Next up, Bryce Bohannon, son of Melvin and Phoebe Bohannon.
What a great young man. We had the halftime show with him last week. His stats are unbelievable from last week.
Daniel Clemens up next, son of Jason and Sarah Nail. Jerry Coleman up next, son of Jay Coleman.
He played a big part last week. Had a pick, a couple of key tackles. Really good defender.
He had some big fans on the YouTube chat, I'll just say that.
He is socially out there.
Connor Crutchfield is next, son of Tom and Terry Crutchfield.
This guy can play anywhere on the offensive line. He's played center, tackle, guard. He is a big guy. We're going to need him tonight.
Here's Jack Dawson, son of Raymond and Beth Dawson.
Jack is a backup to, I believe it's to Nick DeBoard on the tackle spot, but he's our deep snapper on PATs and field goals.
Vincent DeWitt is next, son of Merton and Melina DeWitt. And here comes Isaiah Duncan, son of Brittany Stokes. Another thing I love about this is getting to see the faces. It's harder with football. We don't always get to see those. Next up, right. Lee Vern Floyd, son of Lee Vern and Diana Floyd. Another Axiom connection is his aunt Crystal.
Yeah.
We know her very well.
She's a great lady. The most happiest person I've ever met, if that's a word.
Next up is Wesley Floyd, son of Nathan and Liana Floyd. And now we have Tyler Garlington, son of Michael and Brenda Garlington.
What a player. He had a breakout game last week. Had a fumble recovery for a touchdown and a pick. Multiple touches on the defensive side.
Now we have one of the football team managers, Stephanie Givens, daughter of Jason and Wendy Givens.
It's going to be hard to be a manager these days. You have complete different setup on the sidelines.
Oh,
to deal
right?
With. Yeah.
You got to tell them, stop doing that. Next up, senior backup quarterback Michael Hardaway, son of Shauna Grady.
Super talented guy here. If we need him to play, he's going to make it happen.
Darius Hayes is right there. He's the son of David and Ruby Carolina.
Got a lot of time last week at safety.
Shahiris Heathcott, son of Cherie Heathcott. I think I missed Colin Hicks, son of Lakeitra Hicks. And now we're to Xavier Jenkins, another manager, son of Rebecca West. Up next, Colby London, son of Latima London. And I learned last week, younger brother of Caleb London.
The height is there. Caleb maybe a little bit trimmer to play basketball, but he is a critical element of our offensive line for sure.
Jalen McEwen's up next, son of Matisha McEwen.
Solid on the defensive nose tackle spot. Has been there for a couple of years now.
And there's Nick Miller, son of Tra and Jessica Miller. That might be Trey.
Nick doesn't wear the number of a linebacker, and he doesn't necessarily look like a linebacker. He looks more like a safety, but boy, he plays really well in the linebacker spot.
Here's Ben Mills, son of Shanessa Ray. Up next, Nathan Moix, son of Kelly Moix.
Nathan is a possession receiver. He'll line up in the slot and sometimes wide. Probably gets a few more looks tonight.
Micah Mosby up next, son of William and Dominique Mosby.
Scored the first touchdown of the year last week on a great route. He ran a great route. He's going to be a difference maker for us offensively.
2 for 1 here. You got Benton and Jackson Moss, sons of John and Christy Moss.
Kudos to them for raising twins and getting them all the way through high school. That's a tough gig, I know for certain on that.
You might have to help me with this next name.
There you go.
Caleb Ortale.
Andy Hawkins is back on the mic.
Son of Michael and Regina Ortale. Luis Reyes is up next, son of Laura Rosario. Dagan Shoesmith is up next, son of Brian and Kim Shoesmith. Here we've got Andrew Side, son of Jennifer Hutchinson.
This is a young man that if he gets a chance to carry the ball, and he probably will this year a little bit, he is a tough out.
And there's Dylan Silverman Barnes, son of Cornelius and Katie Branch.
Made the last touchdown of the game for us last week, and it was a nail in the coffin kind of play.
Tavis Taylor is up next, son of Derwin and Carrie Taylor.
I gave Garlington the fumble, the strip, but it was actually Tavis that did that for the kickoff return.
There's Kelvin Thomas, son of Cammie Ryan.
Here's a guy that can really play defensive line. He's gonna help us tonight.
There's number 50, Noah Troutman, son of Robert and Brandy Troutman.
Linebacker played great last week. Lots of tackles, lots of plays.
Jacoby Ekman's up next, son of Richard and Latoya Ekman.
Critical cog on the offensive line, plays right guard, has been solid. Was solid the entire game last week.
Preston Ussery, another football manager here, son of Lloyd and Marie Ussery. Got the little brothers out there. I like it.
It's a family gig.
Ben Weiss, senior quarterback, son of Philip and Rochelle Weiss.
Super family, very involved in the community. Ben really showed out last week, had a great breakout game.
Jaden Williams up next, hard to miss him, son of Alonzia Williams.
We talked about him last week a lot. He's just an athlete and a competitor on both basketball and football. Just a great young man. He's super to be around.
Made an amazing play in pregame. I wish we would have had that on camera. Keyshawn Williams up next, son of Shatanya Scaife. And here comes Logan Wilmington, son of Tony and Amber Wilmington. And your last senior football player, Desmond Wilson, son of Cassania Collins.
Got into the ball game last week and contributed immediately. on the defensive line.
And they've mastered the social distancing out on the field. You've got layers and rows on this senior night. So there are your senior cheerleaders, dance team members, and senior football players. And we were honored to bring you those senior night festivities. Up next, it's the Coach Keith Fimple Coaches Show with Jeff Matthews here on Conway Corp.
Hi, and welcome back to the Conway Regional Health System pregame show. I'm Jeff Matthews, joined by Coach Keith Fimple, and we'll talk about the seniors in just a moment. We just had a chance to see all of them have their senior night, and then the game coming up against Fayetteville. But Coach, it's Bentonville. But before we look at Bentonville, let's talk about that game against Fayetteville. Your boys came back from an early deficit and played some great football.
Yeah, we had talked about right before we went out, even with the staff. We had a conversation about, helping them go through we had a lot of guys with some nerves and, everything going on first time out there. And then you got the directives, that we've talked about with the kids, on the sidelines and things like that. So, we get down 14-0, but I couldn't be more proud of the mental state of the coaching staff of getting them over there, helping them through it. And, then we got on a rhythm and then, everything else went real well for us.
So what about the protocols? Obviously, if people watch the game, whether it was they were there or they watched on TV, the first thing you notice is just how spread out everybody is. What challenges do you face as a coaching staff when you don't have everybody close?
That's one of the things that they have allowed us to do now is the actual athlete, box is further. It can go from the 10 to 10, whereas you still have your normal coaching box that we're used to coaching out of to the 25s, but they just allow more room for social distancing, for masks, the directives for water, all that has to be, and then like you probably saw, we have cones, and the biggest deal with the cone is those are actually 6 feet apart. So as long as you stand on a cone, it's not occupied, you can move to a different cone. As long as you stand on that, you're 6 feet apart. That it helps our kids with their mindset and where they're at during the game.
And something about that you're seeing your staff and seeing your players do what they're supposed to do. It's a good time to remind folks that are going to be at these games. They got to do what they need to do too. And that's give themselves space, wear their masks. We want to see this football season play all the way through.
That's it. The kids are working extremely hard. Us as coaches, trying to come up with the best plan we can. We're going to do some things different tomorrow night than what we did last week, just because we saw problems develop during during the actual game and things like that. So again, anything we can do together as a community here at Conway for the kids, that's the bottom line. It's for them. The whole football season is and things like that. The more we can do this and be a part of it, the better off we're going to be.
Big win over Fayetteville. Now Bentonville comes to town. 4 games played with the Tigers the past 4 years and split those 4. What's going to be the key tomorrow night or tonight?
I tell you, again, anytime you go up against Bentonville, you start talking about, coaches and technique and fundamentals. They're probably as sound as you're going to find anywhere in the state of Arkansas. Coach Grant and his staff, I've been around them for a long time. And we continue to play each other. And I told him when I got this job that I'll continue to play every year. You want to, play a game because it sets a tone for us. It puts us where we want to, we want to look at games like this, big games in the state of Arkansas. Always are going to be with Bentonville. And so we try to get those guys scheduled to see where we need to go from there.
We mentioned briefly senior night. Obviously, we just watched that play out and chance to see your seniors and their families. Obviously, this whole year is going to be different, just like all of 2020 has been. Yeah. What about senior night being the second week of the season? Talk about some of your seniors.
Well, we have a great group of seniors, and what I'm so proud of them is with the adversity that they've had, and it really has been, to do the things that they've needed to do to be able to, get on the field, to be able to play football, to follow the rules that they needed to, all summer long. At first, we're practicing basically by ourselves offensively and defensively, split apart. We're in smaller groups. We went to 5 days a week instead of 4 days a week, which, we had people with perfect attendance to be here as much as possible with things going on. But, again, the adversity that these guys have fought through just to get to where to be able to play is a tremendous asset that they have as far as their mental aspect goes.
Well, we're glad to bring the senior night activities to everybody. Hope they enjoyed them. And then we'll kick it off and have this senior night game, Conway versus Bentonville, coming up in just a few minutes. Coach, as always, we appreciate your time.
Appreciate you guys. Go Cats.
You don't wake up thinking about internet speed, electricity, reliability. Your mind isn't on advanced treatment facilities or customizable systems. You don't have to think about any of these things because we do. Conway Corp. Always on.
And welcome back to John McConnell Stadium on senior night as your Conway Wampus Cats are set to take on the Bentonville Tigers, a perennially dominant program for the last 2 decades. I'm Levi Gilbert alongside Tim Roach. And Tim, Conway trails this series 3-6 since 2001. That's pulled that stat from Fearless Friday. But they have found success against the Tigers the last few seasons. 2 years ago, we had down by 18 with a quarter and a half left in the game. We come roaring back, and win that one. In the year before that, we went to Bentonville and won on the road back in 2017. So, yeah, Bentonville's got the lead in the series, but the last 2 years we've had a little bit of success against these Tigers. Tim, what are your 3 things to watch tonight?
Well, and we'll talk a little bit more about Bentonville here in just a second for sure, because they deserve to have that kind of discussion. The first thing I would say is that we need to get off to a good start. Last week, we were down 14-0. Really, Fayetteville dominated the first quarter on both sides of the ball. We really didn't move the ball that well. We could not stop them defensively, and they had their way with us the first quarter. Then things began to change, and I don't know if that's necessarily a case of for the newer guys and those that did not have the experience, that the pace of the game was different for them and they were trying to catch up, but it really looked like a completely different team in the second quarter. I don't think we are in a spot where if we get down 14-0 to Bentonville that we're going to be as successful. This is an experienced team, so it's very critical that we get off to a good start. If we play anything like we played the last 3 quarters, we're going to be just fine. The second thing I would say is that you're going to see this tonight as you look at your screen. There's a size difference between our 2 programs. Their offensive line is about the biggest offensive line that you'll see at the high school level in Arkansas. As an example, they have their right tackle is a transfer in from Danville. He is a senior. He's 6'6", almost 300. You will be able to tell where he lines up. He's number 79. His last name is Street. Just a really, really big end to their line.
And he's not the only all-state or all-conference lineman on the offensive line.
No, they line up. If you look up and down the experience that they have, the experienced players, most of them have some sort of award that runs with them as well. All-conference, all-state. It's up and down that line. There's a lot of experience, and they're just big. We're going to have to find a way to shoot some gaps on them. You watch the film, the only film that we've seen, they didn't play week 1. So we do have that going for us as well, is that this will be their first night to really play. They played Harbor in a scrimmage, and Harbor had some success with them running some smaller guys into some gaps. So there's a chance that we would be able to do something along those lines. I think we have a few wrinkles up our sleeves. If I know Coach Kemple and I'm learning Coach Kelly, they're going to find some different ways to not only attack the offensive line that's huge, their defensive line is also big. And here's the thing I would say about their defense, if you want to go into that. They've got 2 middle linebackers. They run a 3-4 scheme. The 2 inside linebackers, Steinspring and Joyce, are probably the best linebackers going into the season in the state. They are experienced. They're both seniors. Number 45 is Steinspring. Number 42 is Joyce. They make plays all over the field. They run the gaps. They'll run blitzes. They run them off the edge. They'll back them up into coverage. Joyce, middle linebacker, who's really good size, is also the 4x4 anchor on the 100 on their track team. So it's very athletic. So we've got to be able to put a hat on them. We've got to use our speed on the outside offensively, and really on defensively try to shoot some gaps. The third thing I would say is that a little bit like the first point about trying to get off to a good start, we've got to grow up quickly, right? We've played the number 5 team in this state, Fayetteville, week 1. We got down. We showed some resilience, scored the next 38 points, and did it in every way conceivable, pretty much. Turnovers, kickoff returns, all of that. So we've got to have a lot more of that. We've got the national anthem.
Yep, that was Tim's 3 things to watch tonight, and we will now pause for our national anthem on the field.
And Cadet First Lieutenant Denver Chandler. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Conway Wampus Cats 1-0 early in the season. This is their second game of the year, playing host to number 3 ranked Bentonville, who is playing their very first game of the season.
Doesn't get much. This is like the Razorbacks SEC conference schedule. You start off with number 5, you get number 3 the second week. We'll talk glowingly about Bentonville, and they deserve that. But I will tell you that going into last week's game with a lot of the unknowns, offensively and really defensively as well, a lot of gaps to fill. We got down 14 points, and then everything started going right. Now it's really easy for a young team who has a lot of sophomores playing, and you've got some inexperienced juniors and seniors are actually filling in some gaps from last year, to shut it down after a 14-0 start. And they didn't do that. I mean, they really picked it up, and when they turned it on, Fayetteville was out of the ball game, and that's a good ball club. I mean, that's not a team that's going to just go away this season. They're going to have a lot of say in the 6 and the 7A
now, ladies
West.
and gentlemen, the Conway High School alma mater.
We are 4 minutes away from kickoff. We're happy to bring all the action to you tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with the kickoff here on Conway Court.
Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
It's senior night here at John McConnell Stadium. In just the second game of the season, we mentioned it earlier, strange times we're living in, so it feels a little different to have senior night so early, but we're glad to be able to have it here for you tonight. Wherever you're watching from, you can join the conversation. 5 Sports Live on Twitter, 5 Sports on Facebook, and if you're watching on the YouTube, that sounded like a real real millennial there for a second. If you're listening on the YouTube, you can always chat with us in the YouTube chat. A lot of chatter going on a week ago. It was fun to watch and fun to interact with all of you wherever you're watching from tonight. Number 3 ranked Bentonville in town, facing your newly number 6 ranked Conway Wampus Cats.
I think deservedly so. You take again, after the first quarter, it was a totally different ball club. And when you look at the stats, when you look at everything that kind of laid out from that point forward, Conway deserves to be in the spot that they're in. Are there some unknowns? Yeah, there's still some unknowns out there. We don't know really anything about Bentonville other than that they're experienced, that their history, of course. This is a team that's won 25 consecutive conference games. Now, that's a lot. Okay, now that's doing something in any conference, but in the 7A West, that's pretty significant. They've won 4 straight conference titles. 7 out of the last 12 they've gone to the state title game. They haven't won one in a few years, but they were the powerhouse of the 7A West, and they still are. They were undefeated going up until the North Little Rock Charging Wildcats took them down late in the playoffs.
Coached by Jody Grant in his 6th season, 48-13 overall. You mentioned the legacy of state championships, 2001, 2008, 2010, 2013, and 2014, but it's been a little bit of a drought for the Bentonville Tigers. You mentioned faced North Little Rock in 2017, lost that one by 6 points. Your senior Bryce Bohannon, the team captain again tonight. Few changes of note. You mentioned Garrett Sanders back during the senior festivities. He is going to be moved to the starter at middle linebacker. Nathan Moix is going to start at wide receiver tonight. Manny Smith still doubtful. It's hard to believe we didn't talk about them at all.
Did have much time offensively.
Yeah.
They run so fast, we're not really a good chance. Manny was out in pregame tonight, so we were watching him. I for sure had my eye on him the entire time, and still moving out pretty well, but maybe not game shape yet.
The Cats win the toss and defer.
Conway wins the toss. They're going to defer to the second half for the second straight week. I might just keep sending Bryce out there if he's going to keep winning the toss.
Anything that Bryce does everything well. He even does the toss well. This is a guy that is multi-talented. He's got everything going on. We might get him up in the booth and see how he does in basketball. Oh, he plays basketball.
He plays basketball.
He's not going to have time.
That's not going to happen.
He's not going to have time.
And here come your 1-0 Conway Wampus Cats charging onto the field. Another visual change tonight. We're back to 2 cameras this week. We'll have a camera out in the northeast end zone, bringing us these different angles tonight. And we are honored to be able to bring it to you. I know a lot of people got a good crowd here tonight, I will say, but of course with social distancing and the new normal of 2020, a lot of you probably watching tonight from home when you might have been here in person. So we appreciate having you. Again, 5 Sports Live on Twitter, 5 Sports on Facebook. You can always chat with us on YouTube.
One of the new things for the home team and sometimes for the visitors as well, not everyone dresses for the home games. We've had to space out, so when you look and you see the sideline view occasionally, you might see some orange cones out there. That's everybody spacing out appropriately based upon the guidelines. So we got everybody lined out, no more gathering up of all the players.
Yeah, you can see it there. You can see a lot of orange sprinkled throughout. They are trying to follow the protocols as best as they can Everybody wanting to see football continue for as long as we can have it here in 2020. Freshman kicker Adrian Mejia set to kick off. He had quite the debut a week ago. He gets another angled kick. Bentonville is off. He's going to take it across the field, taken out of bounds around the 33.
That was their backup running back, Josh Ficklin, on the return, and actually our freshman kicker in on the tackle as well. So Adrian got down, made a good tackle along with Preston Brock.
Trey Hill getting the start on the defensive line tonight. You see him right there in the middle, alongside seniors Lee Vern Floyd and DeTravion Banks. See what the Tigers start off with. They're going to do a quick out to the left, in and out of the hands of number 12, Cooper Smith.
Bentonville is a team that's going to throw the ball a lot more than they run normally. A little bit inexperienced at the running back position and the quarterback position, but they're going to fling it around the field for sure.
Yeah, senior Andrew Edwards, number 7, starting at quarterback, threw for 429 yards in limited action a year ago. Also rushed for 158, so a little dual threat action there. He's going to roll out to his right, little option, and he's going to keep it. He's going to have a first down.
That was Stuckett on the tackle, getting the start tonight. Cavius Stuckett playing in place of Maurice Freeman, who's out for the first half.
Out for the first half. First and 10, new set of downs for Bentonville. We're going to have a trips formation to the left, moving Luke Wright over to the right. Hand off to Anderson, first time on the right side, and he's got 7 or 8 yards on his first carry of the game.
Same spot that Fayetteville took angle on the first half last week. Good play by Garrett Sanders there, closing down after a 9-yard gain, 8-yard gain.
Yeah, you picked up on that trend a week ago against Fayetteville. Ingram was tearing up the right side of our defense. It looks like Bentonville may have been watching the game tape.
Got some game film, that's right.
2nd and 2, 10:50 to go here in the first quarter. It's going to be a fake to Anderson, and Edwards going to keep it himself, and he's wrapped up and taken down by number 8, Logan French. Or no.
That's Jaden Robinson.
Jaden Robinson.
Yeah, Jaden Robinson. And he is, again, not necessarily a linebacker body, but all kinds of speed getting to the edge. That was a great play to come up and make a play pretty much at the line of scrimmage.
Jaden Robinson, one of 2 sophomores, starting at linebacker for your Wampus Cats. Well, make that 3 now with Garrett Sanders. First and 10, quick out to the left side. And they are going to get that complete. Cooper Smith.
That was a good catch. Troy Wiseman on the coverage. Stuck his foot in the ground and made a diving catch on the boundary, and they gave it to him.
Smith had 18 catches a year ago and 2 touchdowns. He's also one of the Bentonville Tigers punt returners. 2nd and 2. No, the scoreboard is down right now. We'll do our best to get that back up for you. I'll try and mention the down and distance as early and frequently as possible. It's going to be another first down for Bentonville. Quick out. Another quick out to Cooper Smith.
They've run that play 3 times now and have thrown off of it all 3 times. Cooper Smith doing a good job of getting a little bit of separation with Troy Wiseman on that side of the field. Now he's lining up in the slot.
First and 10 for the Tigers. Edwards fakes to Anderson, looks left. And we got the ball on the ground. See if Conway can recover before going out of bounds. They're going to say it was out of bounds before we could get possession. by Darius Hayes, trying to get in there and scoop that thing up.
Really close. He almost had it right there on the boundary. Could not control it as he was going out of bounds. Troy Wiseman came up and ripped the ball out. It was a good play by Troy.
So they are going to say the pass was complete and then the fumble. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 8 at the 30. 10:02 here in the first quarter. Bentonville has had no trouble driving down the field on their first possession. Edwards going to hand off to Anderson, and he is swallowed up by a number of Wampus Cats led by senior nose guard Jalen McEwen.
Also, Laverne Floyd in there. That's the kind of play you expect out of McEwen, a senior, as well as Laverne Floyd. Good play up the middle there.
First negative play for Bentonville on this drive. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Two receivers to the right, one to the left for Edwards. Looking to his left, trying to set up a screen pass to Anderson. Anderson's got lots of room, enough for a first down all the way down to the 15.
We sold out that time on all their wideouts and let the running back slide out for a bit of a bubble screen and made a good play.
First and 10 for Bentonville. Edwards is going to go empty in the backfield. Anderson out to the left. Anderson in motion. He's going to hand it off on a sweep. Anderson stringing this one out. He's going to get close to another first down for Bentonville. Tyler Garlington on the tackle.
They're kind of controlling our end on that side of the field and getting a good block on the edge. Could be a little bit of a grabbing going on there, but you're going to get that on the end.
2nd and 2 from the 7. Edwards hands off to Anderson on that right side again. He's got enough for a first down. It's going to bring up 1st and goal from about the 1 yard line.
Looking very familiar from the first quarter of last week. Pretty much the same location, same kind of play.
First and goal. Edwards hands off to Anderson, and he is hit quickly by number 18. Dalen Parker.
Dalen Parker. That's a guy that is a backup on the 2 deep, but he is absolutely a stick out there. He flies to the ball really well. What they're doing is they're lining up 2 tight ends in their set. Didn't see that a lot last year, but they've got 2 tight ends on that huge offensive line.
You mentioned the size. You can really see how it's playing out right here. Anderson trying to battle his way in. Still no call yet.
Gonna mock him short.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and inches for your Wampus Cat defense.
Could see the same kind of play again. They're getting a pretty good push, but we are shooting a gap there and getting some penetration. Changing out the running back now, and Ficklin's coming in to replace Anderson.
Sophomore Josh Ficklin coming in. They're just going to try the quarterback sneak. Did Edwards get it? No, it looked like we had made the stop, but both officials are going to call it a touchdown. Bentonville on the board first here. 6-0, 6:43 to play here in the first quarter.
He didn't have very far to go. He kind of leaned into the offensive line. We came out with the ball, so there's a lot of things that can happen inside there. That's a tough job for the officials to find the ball and find the spot.
From our angle, it looked like he got in on that first quick push. A lot going on down there in the trenches. Logan Turner in for the PAT. It is good. 7-0. Bentonville leads Conway. 6:43 remaining, 30-second break, and we're back here on Conway Corp.
Helton's Wrecker U-Haul has the service you need. Whatever the automotive problem, Helton's has the diagnostics to repair it. If you're moving across town or across country, Helton's is your #1 choice for U-Haul in Conway. We have a wide selection of packing supplies for every aspect of your move. Also, we sell and install hitches. Call 327-469-6 for a quote. At Helton's Wrecker U-Haul, we are always on our toes. Give us a call at 327-7681.
Back in Conway, Conway trailing 7-0 to Bentonville after the short quarterback sneak touchdown score for the Tigers.
Fairly methodical drive there. A few quick outs. We got a fumble, didn't get the recovery, but really made them work there toward the inside the red zone.
Logan Turner, all-state kicker for Bentonville, set to kick off. Jamal Bethune and Bryce Bohannon, 2 seniors on senior night, ready to receive. It's going to be Bethune. Taking it out to the left, found a few blockers. He's still going. Just muscling his way all the way to the 33.
Nothing like having a downhill runner on your kickoff return. He's obviously a different runner than Bryce Bohannon, but once he gets the seam, he's a tough man to bring down.
Starters across the offensive line: 57 Sean Tufu, 79 Connor Crutchfield, 55 Nicholas Childress, 62 Jacoby Ekman, and number 70 Nick DeBoard. Senior Ben Weiss takes the snap, fakes to Bethune. He's going to find Jaden Williams for a nice, quick 7-yard gain.
He could catch the ball at the line of scrimmage and lean forward and almost get 7, but he made a great catch there. The ball was a little bit behind him, turned around and made a good catch.
Nathan Moix getting the start tonight at receiver. Wes Boudreau is nursing a little bit of an ankle injury. We did see him dress out, though. Handoff to Jamal Bethune. He is caught up by those linebackers for Bentonville. That's number 36, Zane Okoa.
Also, Joyce in there on the tackle. He was flying into the ball. They're not going to wait around. As soon as they see a ball that's going to be a run, they are flying to the ball.
3rd and 2 for Conway. 2 receivers to each side. They're going to give it to Bethune. He's attacking that gap, and he's going to have enough for a first down.
Jamal taking the first contact pretty much at the line of scrimmage with about a yard or 2 to go and pulled his way through, even with Joyce laying on top of him.
Boogie Carr subbing in for Bethune. Trips to the left. Carr in motion. Weiss, empty backfield. He's going to try and find Micah Mosby. A little miscommunication on that one. 2nd and 10 coming up for Conway.
Micah hesitated off the line and didn't look like he knew the ball was coming his direction. He had Boogie Carr in the slot flying down the field.
Micah Mosby near side here, trips to the left again. Ben Weiss receiving the play. 2nd and 10. Weiss is going to hand off to Carr. He's going to get maybe a yard up the middle.
We ran the play clock down to 8 seconds that time. You won't see that very often.
It felt strange.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird. But they are trying to get it figured out, and they will. But this defensive line and the linebackers are a load.
They're going to say no gain. 3rd and 10 coming up for Conway. Weiss looks left. Pump fake, and he's going to run. He's trying to find Mosby over here on the right. Mosby making a spin move. I think he's going to have enough for a first down. Senior athleticism from quarterback Ben Weiss keeping the play alive.
Moved up into the pocket, felt pressure on the outside, slid in, got almost to the line of scrimmage before he let it go. By that time, Micah Mosby had worked back on the boundary, made a great catch, and then leaned in for the first down.
3 receivers to the left again. Bethune checking back in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to Bethune. Dropped, but Weiss able to recover quickly. Maybe a yard gain on that one.
That's a little bit of the issue with early in the season with the read option is getting that familiar. Are you going to keep it or are you not? But again, a couple of good athletes back there, and Ben was able to gobble it up and actually make something out of nothing.
Boogie Carr back in. We're going to have a little option play there. Boogie Carr with some space. He's going to pick up a first down for Conway.
That's one way to neutralize linebackers that are absolutely flying to the ball. Get them leaning toward that ball, and you forget about the option play. Not something we normally do. That's a great call by Coach Kelly.
2 receivers to each side. Boogie Carr lined up to the left of Ben Weiss. Weiss looking right. He throws it up for Micah Mosby. Just a little high.
Linebacker blitz forced Weiss into an early throw, probably before Micah was ready for it as well. Good job by Ben just to get the ball out of there that time.
Bryce Bohannon, Jaden Williams to the left, Mosby and Moix to the right. Weiss looking to Jaden Williams out on the left side, quick out. He gets a stiff arm, making a move and showing off his speed. Jaden Williams, all 6'5" of him, getting his first receiving touchdown of 2020.
That is a big man making a big play. I mean, it was catch the ball first, a little bit behind him, made the turn, made 3 guys miss on his way to the end zone, and dove into the end zone. What a player. Quick
pass to the flats, and Jaden Williams with the stiff arm and making the rest happen, showing some speed. Mejia with the PAT. It is good. 7-7. We're all tied here in the first quarter. 3:52 remaining in the first quarter. Almost at first half. 30-second break, and we're back here on Conway Court.
Centennial Bank builds relationships. That's why our bankers roll up their sleeves to support Conway and Faulkner County. They are folks you know and value for mortgages, business loans, and all your personal banking needs. Community involvement and exceptional service from people you know. That's the Centennial Bank way. Centennial Bank's legacy started right here in Conway and is still growing. Centennial Bank, building legacies, one relationship at a time.
It's been a fun first quarter here in Conway. 3:53 to go, and Conway taking their first possession, tying things up against the number 3 ranked Bentonville Tigers.
We were headed 3rd and 10 on about our own 40-yard line. And against that defense, they let it all out on that play. And we were able to get a great play out of Ben Weiss rolling out of the pocket, found Micah Mosby for a first down. And then from there, it was really kind of methodical from that spot on. About a 23-yard touchdown catch from Jaden Williams that was really, after he made the catch, was all Jaden Williams.
Freshman kicker, Mejia. Chaz Nimrod receiving for Bentonville, and he finds a hole right in the middle. Jumps out to the 35.
Great play by special teams guy as well as someone that you'll see on defense a lot. Tavis Taylor making a big play. He's the one that stripped out Satania last week, and Garlington recovered for the touchdown on the kickoff. Great speed on the special teams by Tavis Taylor.
Trey Hill back in the middle at nose guard. Dalen Parker also out there. Edwards rolling to his right. And he almost sacked by the sophomore, Jaden Robinson.
That's that closing speed that he's got on the edge. There was really nobody to block him there. And when he cut free, I believe he probably surprised Edwards a little bit with his speed to get to him.
That was one thing that was frustrating a week ago, is we were so close so many times. We only ended up with 1 sack, but we did force 4 interceptions. A lot of that was due to the defensive line pressure. Second and 10 coming up for Bentonville. Trips right. Little communication going on back there in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff.
That was Garrett Sanders, along with Jaden Robinson, as well as Leland McEwen on the tackle, got back into the play. The whole time that the tackle was going on, Garrett Sanders is trying to rip the ball out again. That's a sophomore trying to make a play.
7-yard gain for Ficklen's going to bring up 3rd and 3. Edwards fakes, going to get a pass out to Chaz Nimrod, and he cannot control it.
That play had the makings of a first down, but not much more than that. But it was a good play call. We were bunched on the side. Couldn't quite get to him. The ball floated out there a little bit, but a good break for us here.
Logan Turner, we mentioned all-state kicker for Bentonville. He also handles their punts. Averaged 40 yards per punt a year ago.
They've got all-state and all-conference guys all over the team.
All over the field, yeah. Gets the punt off. It's kind of awkwardly off of his foot. Rolling out to the right. Conway going to have great field position. Their own 45.
I love it when you brag on somebody and something like that happens. It ends up being a net 3-yard punt. So another good break for the Wampus Cats. I like this momentum and how it's switched a little bit.
Well, one thing to mention, this is, first game for Bentonville. It wasn't planned that way, but that's how it turned out for this Tiger squad. So can expect some first game jitters from the Tigers tonight.
Absolutely.
Ben Weiss looking to his right. He's going to find Moix right over the middle. Nice 6-yard gain for your Wampus Cats.
That slant pattern is a Mark Kelly special. That you're going to see that a lot, and it's good for about that much and maybe even more.
Conway hurrying to the line. That's the new normal for Wampus Cat fans. It's going to be a handoff to Bethune. He's going to make that stutter step and pick up a first down.
He took on several players there, and we're not talking about guys that don't know how to tackle. These guys know how to tackle, and Bethune ran through 2 of them.
19 carries a week ago for Jamal, 126 yards and a touchdown. He's going to get the ball again here over on the left, following his blockers. He's going to have another first down and maybe more. He cuts out to the left. It's a foot race to the corner. Touchdown, Jamal Bethune. 13-7 Conway.
Looks like there is a flag on the play. And I'm not sure, unless it is, I believe the defender had his helmet off.
Yeah, you can see it over there. Great framing by Chad near that 10-yard marker. See what the call is. Conway not moving.
They've not run the special teams off the field. He's coming over to talk to Coach Fimple.
It looks like the touchdown will stand if you believe the reaction on the sideline. Or maybe, no, they're going to call it. Thought maybe they might wave it off. Touchdown counts. So it was a legal player on the field. He lost his helmet on the previous play. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Yeah, it's hard to keep a player down. It's sometimes the emotions that get the best of you. You continue to play. Great run, followed Ekman out there off the pulling guard.
Well, and I wonder too how much this new hurry-up offense has to do with something like that.
Yeah.
May not have had time to get off the field.
All kinds of play stoppage now as they trying to figure out.
Yeah, it looks like we're having an official timeout. There's a Bentonville player beyond the end zone. You can see him right there as Chad starts to move in. Johnny Anderson, an all-state safety. Not sure what happened there, but he's walking off easily. Mejia in for the PAT. It's good. 14-7. Wampus Cats take the lead, 1:59 to go in the first quarter. 30-second break, and we're back here on Conway Court.
Take it outside, boys! Johnson's down the right side. He crosses over the middle corner and shoots. Oh, no! Oh, brilliant.
You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Tell your insurance provider you choose All Clean USA.
Mom said take it outside.
So after going down 7-0 early, Bentonville's first possession, Conway answered back with a touchdown on their first possession. Quick 3 and out, and another 7 points for your Wampus Cats. They lead 14-7.
Clarification on that last play. It was the touchdown by Bethune. The player, number 2 for Bentonville, had his helmet come off, and then he stopped for a second, which is what you're supposed to do. But then when Bethune ran by him, he continued after the play, and you cannot do that.
Okay.
You can't continue the play.
So it didn't happen the play before. Conway kicking off from their own 45 is going to be an easy touchback for the Wampus Cats.
That's when you can get into the end zone pretty much every time. So good kick there by Adrian.
Adrian continuing to do those angled kicks. It worked so well a week ago. We saw it on his first kickoff.
That's a special freshman right there. I'm liking what I'm seeing on the kicking duties.
Tigers try to respond here. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right, and they're going to hand off, and he's met quickly by the sophomore, Jaden Robinson.
Jaden is shooting the gaps. That's the one thing that Harbor had a little bit of success on in their scrimmage, was being able to get in through the gaps. Again, Bentonville's huge on the offensive line. Sometimes you can shoot a gap and get into the backfield.
So Proc, Robinson, Sanders, all sophomores, and you got Stuckett's been out there some tonight as well. He's a junior. Dalen Parker, a senior.
Yeah.
Edwards going to roll out to the right. He's going to keep it, tries to make a move in the middle, and cutting back. It's going to be a pickup of, call it 9, as he got close to that first down marker. They're going to give it to him. First down, Bentonville.
Yeah, got free on the edge, had an option play running. Good decision by the quarterback there to keep it, tucked it back, and made one good cut and got the 10 that he needed.
Foster, Nimrod, and Smith, the receivers for Bentonville. Ficklin in the backfield with Edwards. Right in motion. Fake to Ficklin, looking over the middle, and they had Foster, just led him a little too far.
Tyler Garlington back there had a little bit of a gap with Foster. A good throw there, and it goes for it. Could go the distance there. It was right across the middle of the field.
Give credit to our secondary. That's where most of the experience came back. Darius Hayes seeing a lot of time tonight. 2nd and 10 for Bentonville. Another fake to Ficklin. Edwards looking over the middle, and he has got Cooper Smith wide open. It's going to be an easy pitch and catch, 70-yard touchdown. 14-13, Bentonville getting closer.
We were sold out on the run there. They've been running the play off to the right. They faked it into that same position, and Cooper Smith just got behind Garlington, and that's an easy pitch and catch at that point.
32 seconds to go in this first quarter. It's been a wild one. A lot of back and forth. PAT from Turner is up, and it's good. 14-14. Tie ball game here in Conway. What do we got happening across the way?
Flag, offsides on Conway. Let's see what they choose to do there. I'm not sure if you have to take it or not.
After this goal, we'll have a retry.
Yeah.
Okay.
In high school ball, you have to. If it's defense, it's a dead ball foul, and so they have no choice but to take it.
Encroachment against your Wampus Cats, so they will re-kick, and it seems like a little confusion for your Tigers over there.
Coach wants to refuse it, but I'm not sure that he can. I think the rule is that it's a dead ball foul.
Well, they don't have a Tim Roach over there to explain that.
I don't want to be on that side of the field anyway. I'll be on this side.
It's a beautiful night here in Conway. Not near as muggy and humid as it was a week ago.
I love football in September. It's a great change. We're going to have some cooler weather next week. It's going to be an awesome time to be playing football.
Wow. Football in September. Yeah, it's September, folks. It may not feel like it, but it is. Logan Turner going to try the PAT again. Same result as before. 14-14. Conway and Bentonville all tied up here in the first quarter. 32 seconds remaining. We'll take a 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Corp.
You're watching Conway Corp Channel 5 and 585, Conway's source for local community programming. Here you'll find the Wampus Cats, Conway City Council, here and there featuring local events, burn and breathe that will get your heart rate up and down. Find new adventures on Away for a Day or grab your sketch pad and draw with Mr. Foy's easel. Plus, learn more about Conway Corp store. We're creating original programming with Conway in mind on Conway Corp Channel 5 and 585.
All tied up here in Conway. Beautiful September night. 32 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Conway tied with the number 3 ranked Bentonville Tigers, 14 all.
28 points in the first quarter. We may start seeing a lot more of that, but Bentonville's tried that twice where they sneak up goal. That could be an onside kick coming out of that eventually.
Bethune and Bohannon back to receive for your Wampus Cats. And it's going to go into the end zone.
Kick goes into the end zone. Come out to the 20-yard line. First down and 10. Conway.
The first time I've seen a high school kicker with his helmet off in the field, so I think he got a little bit of a good pop coming down the field.
All-state kicker going to make him earn it.
That's right. That's exactly right. All right, time for the Wampus Cats to bounce back.
3 receivers out to the left. Got Mosby near side. They're going to hand it off to Boogie Carr.
Boogie Carr.
That's an interesting play development there. Boogie basically standing still, waiting for some movement, and then took off. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it goes, but it worked.
Well, it seemed right. It felt right as it was happening.
4 yards says it's right.
2nd and 6 coming up for Conway. They move 3 receivers over to the right side. They're going to hand it off to Boogie again. He's going to get a first down and more.
Boogie Carr, one of the greatest high school names in the state this year, I can guarantee it. Boogie Carr making a good step right at the line of scrimmage, found the seam, popped it into the secondary. You gotta love seeing Boogie Carr in the open field.
That's going to bring a close to the first quarter. Conway tied with Bentonville 14 all. 60-second break, and we're back here on Conway Corp.
Community is everywhere. Banking where you are, when you need it. On any device. At home. And wherever you play. We're committed to offering excellent service, competitive rates, and convenience in each of our 27 locations and beyond. Visit our website and discover how we can help your community at First Community Bank, where community is everything.
Attention please, the news conference will start in mere moments.
Hi, welcome, good day. I know you have lots of questions about the mysteries surrounding the new Ford Bronco.
We have questions. Over here.
I know you're excited about the new Ford Bronco. The simple answer is Smith Ford is here to help you order and build your new 2021 Ford Bronco.
Come experience Smith Ford's family customer service in Conway, exit 127, right off of I-40.
Back at John McConnell Stadium after 1 quarter of action. Conway tied with Bentonville, 14 all. Conway's got a 1st and 10 coming up near the 40. Weiss is going to look to his left. Forced out of the pocket. He's going to throw across his body and get it out of bounds. Smart play there from Weiss. They're going to throw a flag. Looks like we might have had a late hit.
Yeah, it gets tough there on the boundary, and as aggressive as this defense is, that's a mistake that can happen at any given point.
Especially as athletic as Weiss is.
Yeah, he's shown some mobility, and they know that. So,
roughing the passer. 10-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down for your Wampus Cats.
You know what's interesting about that play is that he was sprinting so hard to the boundary. The only thing he could really do was throw it out of bounds. But in the meantime, Jalen Williams had broken wide open. Nobody around Jalen. There's just no way to get the ball to him.
It's a great job from Weiss to get out of that pocket as it was collapsing. Avoids the sack and forces Bentonville into a penalty. 1st and 10 at the 45. Weiss over the middle. He finds Jaden Williams. Did he get his arms underneath it? They're going to say no. Incomplete.
Yeah, that's a good call by the official. It short-hopped him a little bit. What a great job on our offensive line of picking up the blitz. They had a blitz package on there, and they stuffed it right at the line.
Given so much praise to these linebackers for Bentonville. All-State linebacker Cole Joyce, all 7A West linebacker Keegan Steinspring, both with 100-plus tackles a year ago. Looks like the ball may have come out.
Love it when the official's hand comes up indicating no change of possession. So a gain of about 2 there. That's actually a pretty good gain given that they were into the backfield pretty quickly on this there.
3rd and 8 at the 42. Weiss looking to his left, back over to the right. And he's going to make a connection over there with Bryce. No, not Bryce. Mosby. Mosby on the comeback.
They called it incomplete. They came back. He ran all the way up there just to call it incomplete. He wasn't calling it incomplete from the spot. This is going to be an interesting spot for Wampus Cats. How much Coach Mark Kelly is talking to Coach Fimple right now.
Yeah, they are talking about it on the sideline, standing right next to each other. And your offense staying on the field.
Yeah.
They're going to send in Waller, so Conway will punt.
Well, that's an interesting lineup here.
They're going to try and draw him off sides. Waller will take a few steps back. He's going to do the quick punt. Conway trying to race it down. Bryce Bohannon letting it bounce inside the 5, pinning them all the way down to the 1-yard line.
What was it you said last week that you'd put your money on Bryce Bohannon? If it's the ball or Bryce Bohannon, I'm taking Bryce Bohannon every time.
I mean, what can't Bryce do?
It's absolutely a ridiculous play. I mean, he got down and put his heels on the goal line to keep the ball from going in.
An amazing quick punt there from Waller.
Oh, wow.
11 minutes to go here in the first half. Bentonville pinned at the 1-yard line.
Great job by Waller there as well. Good kick. Had a lot of roll on it. Didn't have to worry about anybody returning it.
Edwards going to hand off. Just get a few yards of breathing room. Out to the 5 is Anderson.
Carried.
We had a guy right there at the goal line, and he just made him miss just to get enough to give themselves a chance to breathe a little bit.
Glad to have our extra camera back tonight, bringing you a lot of interesting field angles out there. Maggie doing a great job. Can see a little bit of that sunset, pink sky. Another handoff. He's swallowed up by Banks.
Great individual effort there. took on the block, went high, grabbed him, and slung him back really for no gain. They're going to give him maybe one. Brings up a critical third down here.
Banks with 6 tackles a week ago. Jalen McEwen checking in. 3rd and 5 coming up for Bentonville. Call it 3rd and 6. Edwards has time, gets the pass off, but sophomore Robinson getting that left hand in there just in time to deflect it.
He had him covered up completely. Running back came out of the backfield. They tried to sneak him out into the middle. Jaden Robinson was waiting.
I think this is the first time we'll see Wes Boudreaux out on the field tonight as he and Bohannon back to receive this punt. See if Conway tries to send the pressure. Boudreaux with the fair catch right near the 50-yard line.
Sure could have used the first punt that he had
right
at that spot, but good kick under a lot of pressure. Good to see Wes Boudreaux out there again.
Yeah, Wes, we were told, battling a little bit of an ankle injury this week. So we hadn't seen him out on offense yet, but still dressing out for your Wampus Cats. Nathan Moix getting the start tonight in place of Boudreaux. It's over on the right side. They're going to go empty backfield here. Weiss looking left. He's going to find Carr. Carr struggling for a few extra yards.
Well, a great move by Boogie on the boundary there. They had contact as soon as he made the catch and was able to stretch out for another couple of yards.
I don't recall seeing them going empty very much a week ago, if at all. They've done it 2 different times already tonight.
Good call out, yep.
Weiss looking in the middle, and Jaden Williams being hugged out there. That flag is going to come in.
I have a feeling coaches on the sideline had maybe a little bit of influence there, but it was a good call.
Well, listen, we're not one of those broadcast crews that's going to, be too hard on the refs throughout the season, but sometimes it's got to be called.
You get a little bit of pressure, but that was a good call. He had the right view of it. The back judge really didn't have the right view. Sometimes between the officials, it takes them a second to determine who's really got the best view, then they throw the flag. Good call out there.
It's going to bring up a first down for your Wampus Cats at the 30-yard line. 8:58 to go here in the first half.
Let's go, Cat!
Conway trying to regain the lead. Weiss is going to hand off to Bethune over on the right side. He might have picked up a yard. Just got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, their outside linebacker, actually their defensive end, made a good play there. Came up and stopped the edge run there.
I don't know if that came across, but got some Jamal fans in the stands tonight.
Get to hear all the fans.
Weiss going deep on the left side, trying to find Bryce, but Bryce getting hung up a little bit.
That is the description of double coverage. They don't want to see 20 get behind them, so they had him covered front and back. Really know where to go with that ball. Ben made a good decision, quite frankly, just to throw that ball away.
3rd and 10 coming up for Conway. Bohannon and Williams to the left. Mosby and Moix to the right.
This is probably 2-down territory.
I would think so. They're going to hand off to Jamal. He's going to get a gain of 3 yards. Make that decision a lot easier. We'll have about 4th and 6.
That play call there looked like they were ready for 2. That was Joyce that came up and made the stick. That's one of those linebackers. He's solid beyond solid.
Same formation for your Wampus Cats. Weiss looking over the middle, tries to air one up to Moix, and it's going to go incomplete. And we got a flag on the field right near the pocket. I think we're probably going to have a holding call here.
Looks to be the case.
Holding against Conway.
Penalty's going to be declined, so Bentonville will
First down, Bentonville.
take over on downs at the 26.
That's a tough throw for Ben from that spot. You've got to throw it over the top of some pretty large humans and drop it into a spot. And he had Nathan fairly open. It was pretty tight coverage. He makes the play if he gets the ball down a little bit lower, but that's a tough throw. That's an absolute tough throw.
Bentonville going to find Nimrod wide open on the left side. Quick first down for the Tigers.
That ball looked like it went through one of our guys. I couldn't tell if it was Waller or Jaden Robinson, but didn't quite get his hands up in time. That's almost a pick.
7:40 to go. Tip pass, and Wright able to bring it in. Wright going to get another big gain. Call it 20 yards for Bentonville.
Seen a lot of tip balls the first two games of the year. That's just an unfortunate break. Really good play by our guys, and a really heady play by Wright.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 37. 7:18 and ticking here in the first half. Right in motion. They're going to hand off. He is swallowed at the line of scrimmage.
Good play by our interior defensive guys. McEwen in on the play, as well as Laverne Floyd. Good stop up the middle there.
Floyd, McEwen, Banks. Those are going to be your three most familiar names on that defensive line this season. Tigers bring three receivers out to the right. 2nd and 11. Fake, Edwards going to keep it, but he's going to get stopped right in the middle by Jalen McEwen, and the ball comes loose late. They're going to say that forward motion was already stopped, or may have already been down.
They've had some success with that play throughout the first half, and again, another good coaching job by Coach Pankey, Coach Rogers, Coach Fimple, making some adjustments.
3rd and 10. Bryce Bohannon checking into the defense. He had 2 tackles and an interception a week ago. We heard a rumor we might see some other new faces on the defensive side, but yet to see that happen. 3rd and 10 for Bentonville. I think the play clock might have run out. Yep.
That'll be a foreign concept for the Conway side of the ball when we're on offense, but it does happen occasionally.
Yeah, I would be stunned if we if we saw that happen this year.
I just don't think you'll see it. Yeah, I think it'll be just on our defensive side of the ball.
Third and 15. Edwards is going to keep it. Running up the middle. He's going to gain about 10 yards. They're going to come up short.
Coming in with the field goal unit, that's potentially out. They may be trying to run the offense since they gained enough. It's 4th and 5. About a 47, 48 yard field goal attempt. Yeah, he's coming out.
Yeah, he's coming
out. This guy's got a cannon for a leg.
Well, we saw him kicking from the 40 in pregame and having no trouble, and he's right right about that mark.
49-yard field goal attempt here.
Really no wind tonight. Gets the kickoff, but it's going to be pushed to the left. No good. Wampus Cats going to take over with 4:43 to go here in the first half.
Really good defensive stand there. They were ahead of the sticks for most of the drive. We made a couple of plays early in a series, got them behind the sticks, made some good plays.
See what this Wampus Cat offense can do with a little under 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Bohannon and Williams near side, Mosby and Moix far side. They're going to do a quick toss out to Bethune in the flats, and he has lost the ball. Jaden Williams jumping on it quickly. Could have been a big opportunity there for the Tigers. Jaden Williams coming in and saving the day.
My main man, Jaden Williams, that's an active football play. He did not give up on the play. He was in a position to gather it up. That's a huge break for the Wampus Cats, and a real aggressive, good play by Jaden.
And that'll give Conway a first down as well. Running a bubble screen to Bryce Bohannon in the middle, and he is hit very quickly by Steinspring. There's a flag on the play as well.
There's a flag on the play.
Came from the referee. Looks like it's going to be on Conway, but I'm not sure exactly what the call is.
Going over to discuss it with Bentonville coach Jody Grant.
Steinspring is a load. He's the number 45 inside linebacker. He is all gas, no brakes from a defensive side. He's just a football player. Bryce did a good job just holding on the ball there.
He took a big hit, that's for sure.
57 is the offense.
That's going to be a holding
10-yard penalty. Follow the foul.
against the Wampus Cats, and that's going to back them up quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a spot foul, so it's starts from behind the line of scrimmage and goes back 10 yards. So that's a long way to go now.
1st and 26 now for your Wampus Cats. Bethune checking in for Carr. Two receivers to each side. They're going to hand off to Bethune right up the middle. See if they can get any of it back. It's just going to be a 2-yard gain.
Just trying to get a positive play there. Maybe pop a big one if they are playing on the outside edges, but they stack the middle pretty well there, that play.
Not many plays to draw up on 1st and 26.
That's not one that Mark Kelly has in his book, maybe. He's an inventive guy.
2nd and 23 for the Wampus Cats. Weiss trying to find Bryce Bohannon over the middle.
Yeah, they're chipping Bryce every chance they get. They're not going to make that call, but he got chipped in the route and kind of threw the whole timing of the play off.
Weiss passing incomplete. 3rd down, 23.
3rd and 23 coming up for Conway. 3:36 to go here in the first half. Weiss looking to his left. He's going to push up in the pocket out to the right. Making another Bentonville Tiger miss, and he's going to get a gain of a few yards. A lot of excitement there, but just about a 2 or 3 yard gain.
They brought Steinspring off the edge in a blitz off of the edge to force Ben to be out of the pocket. I think their linebacker thought they had him a couple of times as he headed to the boundary, but he finally got to him.
He's going to bring out Waller for his 2nd punt tonight. Cade Foster back to receive for Bentonville.
Cade Foster deep for Bentonville.
Great snap. Nice low punt there from Waller. Gets a good bounce. Foster struggling to bring it in. It's going to go out of bounds around the 44.
45-yard punt by Waller.
Nice long punt there from Waller.
Yeah, you like the punts with no return. It was a little low, but it was a driving punt, so he didn't really have a chance to make a play on the ball going back there.
Let's go, Cat!
Trey Hill into the ball game with the defensive line, subbing for McEwen.
Hill got the start tonight. We've seen him and McEwen switching out pretty frequently. Edwards going to hand off to Anderson. Anderson, a big hole on that left side. Garlington coming in to make a play as he was hung up with Cooper Smith over there on that left side, saving a touchdown.
Yeah, that was a quick lane. And when you have the spread out that far, it's hard to get to the running back right off the edge of the line of scrimmage. And once he found the secondary, it was really no way to get to him. Good thing that Garlington turned around when he did.
1st and 10, all the way down to the 18 now for the Tigers. Receivers in tight, fake. Edwards going to go right up the middle and met by a bunch of Wampus Cats. Ethan Winningham in on the action there.
Good play by Ethan. Quarterback, he has that option every play, it seems like, for them to be able to tuck it and run. Thought he saw something on the edge, but Ethan made a good close move to get there.
It's one thing Edwards gives this offense. You mentioned inexperience at the skill positions, but Edwards rushed for 158 yards a year ago, 2 scores for Bentonville, so he's got that ability. 2nd and 10. Fake to Anderson. Edwards going to keep it. Gets out of a tackle, and he's tripped up out on the left side by number 28.
That's Gabe Matthews.
Gabe Matthews.
Yeah, Gabe Matthews is a junior. He is undersized, but I can guarantee you there's not more heart in a player than Gabe Matthews. Really good play there by Gabe.
3rd and 3 coming up. Nick Miller checks in. Preston Prock getting a breather. .38 to go here in the first half. Handoff to Anderson. He's met in the backfield. Hayden Robinson.
Gabe Matthews as well, back in on the play again and behind the line of scrimmage. Really fast read by Gabe there from his linebacker position. Shot the gap and made the play in the backfield.
Excuse me, Jaden Robinson. Sophomore linebackers making big plays early in this season. It's going to bring up 4th and 5 for Bentonville, and they're letting this clock tick down. We're under a minute here in the first half.
I think they go for a field goal here, yeah. Killing clock.
Let the play clock run down. They're going to call a timeout. We will hold it here on the field. At Conway Corp, we believe in providing the very best services for you and your family. That's why Conway Corp offers a home security and home automation service. With it, you get the reliability and peace of mind of a home security system backed by a local team you know and trust. Learn more at conwaycorp.com.
Really strong stand there by our linebackers. I mean, they're going to be critical here. Our defensive line is really holding up quite well, actually. But our linebackers are shooting some gaps, trying to get some creases into the backfield to disrupt the plays. Really good couple of plays there to get it to 4th and 5.
So after a hugely offensive first quarter, 28 points put up, we've had no points here in the second quarter. 51 seconds to go, and they are going to bring out Turner for the 30-yard field goal attempt. He missed on the 50-yard attempt earlier this quarter. We mentioned no win tonight. Turner, a all-state kicker, was 9 of 11 on field goals a year ago.
Logan Turner will attempt the 30-yard field goal.
Conway's going to get drawn off sides. And that is going to give Bentonville a first down.
Yeah, that's a bad break. It's the spot you don't want to be in, is out there crossing line of scrimmage out on the edge.
So it's 4th and 5. 5-yard penalties. It's going to result in a first down for Bentonville. So a big mistake for this Wampus Cat defense. Bentonville will have a new set of downs with 48 seconds to go.
Yeah, and they don't. I mean, the kick was good, but they don't even have the choice there. They have to take play as they would anyway. But tough spot there for the Wampus Cat defense.
So that's going to bring up 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Nimrod and Smith to the right. A little heavier formation here for Bentonville.
2 tight ends.
Anderson in the backfield. They're going to hand off to him. He's got room on the left side, and he is met. Undercut out there by number 15, Trey Roberts.
Trey getting some playing time this evening. Good tackle. Way to come up from the backside.
Under 30 seconds to go. Another handoff to Anderson. He is swallowed. Hit hard by Trey Banks. And that clock continues to tick. 17 seconds. Bentonville is going to call a timeout. That's their second timeout. Whew. Have to catch my breath here.
That was a big play. That was a big play by Banks, also by Trey Roberts on the play before. Anderson got loose in the backfield.
$17 seconds to go here in the first half. All tied at 14. Got 3rd and goal from the 5 coming up for Bentonville.
A couple of really good plays there. Trey Roberts stopping an open running back on the edge, and a great stop by Banks.
Two receivers out to the right. That 2 tight end set in again. They're going to look right. Edwards throwing it up for Cooper Smith, and he overthrows him. 4th and 5.
What a great stand by the defense.
It is 4th down at the 5.
Really no place to really throw the ball. I mean, he had to make a perfect throw there. With what he had going on, that wasn't going to happen. Just a great stand by the defense.
Yep, Conway defense holding strong. Not going to give up 6 here. We'll see if Logan Turner can come in and get 3 for Bentonville. Call this a 22-yard field goal attempt. It's up and it's good. Bentonville taking the lead with 10 seconds to go here in the first half. 17-14. 30-second break, and we'll be back here on Conway Court.
When you're looking for a new home in Conway, why not call on someone who knows the city better than anyone? Velda Looters with Coldwell Banker RPM Group. She has 25 years of experience and understands every aspect of the home buying and selling process. Buying a home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Working with Velda is easy because she knows your needs are unique and she gives you the personalized service it takes to find your perfect home. She loves Conway High Sports and is a longtime supporter of the Conway Wampus Cats and Lady Cats. Find current listings at her website, veldalooters.com, or give her a call.
Back in Conway, 10 seconds on the clock here in the first half. Conway's going to receive the kickoff here. Bohannon and Bethune both back. A week ago, Bryce Bohannon took a kickoff 80 yards for a touchdown.
I'm not sure he's going to get a chance to see this one.
Turner kicks it deep, and it will be Bohannon receiving right around the 3-yard line. He's going to bounce it out to the right, makes another move, gets it out to the 25. 2 seconds remaining. See what Coach Kelly decides to do here.
I would have never kicked that to Bryce Bohannon. Never given him a chance. I would have bet that it was going to be a squib kick just to kind of kill him. Almost broke it out.
And Conway is just going to take a knee here and let the clock run out here in the first half. Conway will head into the locker rooms trailing 17-14 to Bentonville. We're going to take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with more senior night festivities here on Conway Court.
DeBoard Electronics, a trusted name since 1952, is located at 650 Dave Ward Drive, 2 miles west of I-40. DeBoard Electronics offers state-of-the-art options to customize your Yamaha golf cart or your Polaris side-by-side and even your boat. With cutting-edge products, you will look good and sound good when you're cruising the water. So enjoy your time on the lake listening to your favorite tunes thanks to DeBoard Electronics, 650 Dave Ward Drive in Conway.
Back at John McConnell Stadium, Conway trailing 17-14. It is senior night. Getting a look here at your senior high cheerleaders. Congrats to our Conway cheerleaders, especially seniors Riley Harrison, Madison Maxwell, Katie Beth Smith, and Hannah Woodall.
It's going to be an interesting year to be cheerleading as well. I mean, that's a lot of yelling, and it's not necessarily COVID savvy to be able to do that.
Well, and probably cuts down on a lot of the maneuvers you can do, trying to keep some distance. Now, Conway High dance team. 3 seniors on the dance team: Kaylee Fortune, Kennedy Lee, and Alyssa Rye.
Conway dance.
And that's your Conway High dance team. Congrats to seniors Kaylee Fortune, Kennedy Lee, and Alyssa Rye. Next up, here at halftime, going to have the senior band members. We didn't get to see the band perform last week. Tonight we will get to see a small performance by the senior members.
It's hard to see, imagine a band that small for the Conway.
Right.
I mean, it's normally fills the field, so different year.
They've been doing a great job too in the south end zone. They've been spreading out. Of course, that means that you have fewer band members joining on Friday nights, but they are doing what they can to maintain the protocols as well.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, taking the field, Conway senior high students of the Conway High.
Here we go. It's Conway seniors and the Conway band playing your Conway fight song.
We are so proud of our seniors. At this time, we'd like
Congrats to the seniors in the Conway High Band. Of course, the annual tradition, the band hats, which dates back to the late 1980s and originated, I guess, one night a game was played on Halloween, as the story goes. And it's one of our favorite things to see every year. We typically see it in the last home game because, of course, that's normally when the senior night is held, but we're having it here in the second game. We'll hand it over to Alan Williams as we are introduced to the senior band members, and they are presented with their unique hats.
Hayden Bryant, son of Tabitha Weaver and grandson of Bobby Bryant. Kiera Bunting, daughter of Michelle Mahan. Anna Grace Burford, daughter of Christina Burford, the late John Burford, and sister of Jay Burford. Andrew Clark, son of Dan and Annie Clark. Addison Cook, daughter of Shannon Cook, and English and Ellen Cook. Elizabeth Dobb, daughter of Carrie and Chris Dobb. Sydney Green, daughter of Pamela Green, Daryl Green, and Stacy Green. Grant Height, son of John and Regina Height. Cooper Horton, son of Ed and Leah Horton. Aaron Johnson, son of Todd and Kelly Johnson. Christian Ketchum, son of Michelle Ketchum. Marlena Lang, daughter of Horst Lang and Judith Roby. Anna Linzer, daughter of Carl and Melanie Linzer. Indy Manette, daughter of Spring and Charlie Hunter. Bailey Missman, daughter of Aaron and Ashley Missman. Joy Myers, daughter of Kenneth and Aquila Myers. Integra Nordrum, daughter of Melissa Pate and Jake Williams. Josh Nunley, son of Brent and Leslie Nunley. William Perrick, son of John and Jennifer Perrick. Savannah Peary, daughter of Bill Peary and Kathy Peary. Allison Purtle, daughter of Rodney and Kimberly Purtle. Destiny Reeves, daughter of Brandon and Gabrielle Reeves. Faith Rogers, daughter of Kristen and Brad Rogers. Alyssa Rye, daughter of Jerry and Angela Rye. Dagan Shaw, son of Jason and Joy Shaw. Lindsay Seamey, daughter of Lars and Melissa Seamey. Chloe Sherrick, daughter of Angela and Michael Sherrick. Emma Stevens, daughter of Bonnie Stevens and Sherry Stevens. Noah Taylor, son of Michael and Alicia Taylor. Jake Barton, son of Toby and Christy Barton. Keaton Taylor, son of Toby and Scott Taylor. Lainey Thornton, daughter of Tiffany and Rob Thornton. Tyler Trickey, son of Kelly Trickey and Barton Trickey. Isaac Valdez, son of Madeline Hensley and Fostal Valdez. Let's give a big round of applause for all these band seniors.
And those are your Conway High band seniors. Congrats to all of them tonight. It's been our pleasure to bring senior night festivities to you here on Conway Court. We'll take a 60-second break, and then we'll have the rest of the halftime, Conway Regional halftime show here on Conway Court.
And the seniors will move back to the band.
DeBoard Electronics, a trusted name since 1952, is located at 650 Dave Ward Drive, 2 miles west of I-40. DeBoard Electronics offers state-of-the-art options to customize your Yamaha golf cart or your Polaris side-by-side and even your boat. With cutting-edge products, you will look good and sound good when you're cruising the water. So enjoy your time on the lake listening to your favorite tunes thanks to DeBoard Electronics, 650 Dave Ward Drive in Conway.
Let's do a recap after the show.
And we're back at John McConnell Stadium. 8 minutes to go here at halftime. Conway senior band members still leaving the field. Conway trailing 17-14 to the Bentonville Tigers. It was a very entertaining first quarter, 28 points, and then just 3 points here in the second quarter.
And those came at the very end with 10 seconds left.
It's been a strange time to have senior night. We talked about that in the pregame, but Conway, not the only school, I'm sure, tonight having senior night festivities.
Well, and you got to credit the band parents. They had to rally to make their caps and their hats in record time, and they're looking spectacular tonight.
I have heard, though, that many band members start working on the caps as early as their junior year. So some of them, the more studious and prepared ones, probably weren't as blindsided by this emergency senior night as some of the others. He's Tim Roach. I'm Levi Gilbert, and got about 7 minutes remaining in the halftime festivities. Bentonville kicker already back out on the field, but haven't seen any of the other players yet. We'll go ahead and look at some scores from other games in the 7A Central across the state. And I was really surprised before we get to that. Only 2 games were impacted by COVID this week.
Yep.
Which I found really surprising. We're going to go ahead and get to some more of our halftime coverage, but after that, we'll talk about some of these halftime scores from around the 7A Central. Back with more here on Conway Corp. It's the Conway Regional Halftime Show.
We don't schedule the appointments, but we connect them. We don't read the x-rays, but we stream them. We don't handle the procedures, but we power them. Here's to running the things that make business run smoothly. Conway Corp. Always on.
Hi, and welcome back to the Conway Regional Health System Halftime Show. I'm Jeff Matthews, and I'm joined by senior quarterback Ben Weiss for the Wampus Cats. Ben got his first start a week ago against Fayetteville, big win over the Bulldogs, and now tonight, of course, against Bentonville for senior night. And Ben, let's start right there. Did you ever imagine that your senior night would be week 2?
No, I was honestly a little surprised by it, but you got to do what you got to do in these circumstances. So I'm just grateful we get to have a senior night.
Absolutely. And I was going to say, I know part of your story is baseball too, and you had a bunch of senior baseball players that did not get that chance, and other spring athletes.
Yeah, it was tough, but I mean, we all were really close, and you just can't help but feel bad for them because, I mean, that's a lot, or most of them actually, that's the last time they'll ever play baseball. So yeah, it was tough.
We'll talk more baseball in just a second. Let's talk about football right now. Talk about how the offseason was leading up to this first game and that win against Fayetteville. What did it feel like to play against somebody else finally?
Oh, it was awesome. Finally, to play someone who doesn't know the play that's coming whenever I give it to the offense. It was incredible. Could not be more happy with how that went.
So for those of us who have watched the Wampus Cats for a long time, it was a very, very different looking offense. What's it like to run Mark Kelly's offense?
It's fast. It's real fast. You got to make sure that you're in shape, and there's just little things that matter. But other than that, it's real simple, but it's real fun.
You've got some weapons out there too. Bryce Bohannon and Jaden Williams, and Micah Mosby had a big game too. You've got some talented guys you're throwing the ball to.
I think they're incredible. They're the best guys in the state in my eyes, and I could not be more blessed to be with them.
Let's talk baseball real quick. You've committed to play baseball for the UCA Bears. We're excited to have you staying in town and playing for Coach Gum and the Bears. So what was that process like of being recruited and deciding to play for UCA?
It was pretty quick, honestly. They Coach Harlan at UCA gave me a call and just said he would keep track of me over the summer, and probably a month later, he called me and said that they wanted to give me an offer to come play at UCA, and that's the #1 place that I wanted to go, so I had to take it.
Well, congratulations on that, and congratulations on earning the starting nod and to be the quarterback for the Wampus Cats. An exciting time, and we appreciate your time today, and good luck the rest of the way, okay?
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You don't wake up thinking about internet speed, electricity, reliability. Your mind isn't on advanced treatment facilities or customizable systems. You don't have to think about any of these things because we do. Conway Corp. Always on.
Good evening, Wampus Cat fans. My name is Kennedy Smith, and welcome back to this week's Sports Report. Following their 2-0 week, the Lady Cat volleyball team played an important game this past Tuesday night. They faced off against the Fayetteville Lady Bulldogs, which was the same team that ended the season for the Lady Cats last year in the semifinals of the state tournament. Similar to last year, it was another tough-fought match, but Conway came up just short of the win. The volleyball team also traveled to Little Rock Southwest yesterday to compete against the Lady Griffins. Keep working hard, ladies. Due to the rainy weather, the tennis teams only had one match this week, and along with the volleyball team, they also traveled to Little Rock Southwest for their match yesterday. The varsity cheer and dance teams are bringing spirit to the sidelines and halftime entertainment in the safest way possible. They're doing their best to stay engaged in game days while social distancing in formations and wearing masks throughout football games. This wraps up another great week for the Conway Wampus Cats. It's senior night, which makes tonight's game even more special. Let's do our best to give these athletes all the love and support amidst the unprecedented times we're living in. I'm Kennedy Smith, and this has been your weekly sports report. Go Cats!
Back at halftime at John McConnell Stadium. 3 minutes just added back to the clock. Both teams back out on the field. Conway trails Bentonville 17-14. Very entertaining first quarter. 28 points put up, 14 by both teams. And then things kind of slowed down a little bit in the first half.
Both defenses tried to figure out exactly what the offenses were doing, and there at the end, Bentonville began to kind of move the ball towards the end of the second period. Their offensive line started leaning in pretty heavily. Maybe got a little tired, but still held them to a field goal, and that was a good stand by our defense at the end of the half.
You mentioned during the half when we were off air kind of some odd disparities in terms of run versus pass for Bentonville.
Yeah, they are normally a pass-happy offense. They historically throw the ball probably around 75% of the time, maybe 80%. Tonight it's completely flipped. They've run the ball 23 times and only passed 13. Some of that has to do with their offensive line and how big their offensive line is. They're having some success, and they're probably just trying to repeat that over and over again. So a little bit of difference there. I think on our side of the ball, one stat that really stands out: we're balanced in our offense. We're 72 yards rushing, 71 yards passing. Jaden Williams leads us in receiving with 4 catches. Bryce Gilhannon has no catches in the first half.
Yeah, this Bentonville Tiger defense has done a great job neutralizing him. A lot of contact right at the line, throwing him off routes. Seen that throughout the first half. So we'll have to see if Conway can find some ways to get the ball in his hands quickly here in the second half. Conway deferred in the first half. They won the toss and deferred, and they will be receiving as we start the second half of action. Want to say congratulations, well, first to all the seniors. As a reminder, it's senior night here at John McConnell Stadium, but another congratulations needs to go out. The Arkansas High School Coaches Association listed their honorees for the Hall of Fame this week, and listed among those some names you'll be familiar with as a Wampus Cat fan, of course, Mike Malum of Cabot, but also the bigger name for Conway fans, Buzz Bolding, added to the Coaches Hall of Fame for football.
Legend here in Conway, legend across the state. We have our basketball arena named after him. He's well deserving of that honor, Buzz Bolding.
And I got that story sourced to me by Monty Rowell, my former boss when I was working at KUCA on campus at UCA. And he told me that one was for free, so I appreciate that.
Not going to charge it.
But he also mentioned that Buzz Bolding's also already in the Hall of Fame for administration, for being an athletic director for so many years. So
awards just keep on coming.
Doubling up there. Yeah. Conway going to receive here in the second half. Bryce Bohannon, Jamal Bethune back. Logan Turner set to kick for Bentonville. This one's going to go to Bethune on the near side. He's going to try and get it back to the middle. He's going to get it around the 18-yard line.
Return the kickoff.
Good coverage by the Tigers there. They kicked it away from Bryce. That's one thing they've learned from last week. And Bethune did a good job of getting it out of the corner and getting it into the middle of the field around the 18-yard line.
It'll be Bohannon and Jaden Williams near side. Micah Mosby, Nathan Moix, far side, that receiver. And they're going to give the handoff to Bohannon as he came in motion across the field, and Bentonville defense doing a good job stringing that out to the sideline. So Coach Kelly trying to find a way to get it in Bohannon's hands, but Bentonville sniffed that one out. Conway quickly back to the line.
The chess game is on.
Under center. Weiss is going to step back. Trips to the left. Going to run that option play with Carr again. Quick pitch to him. He's going to pick up about 3. It's going to be third and around 10 coming up for Conway.
Defensively, they started the first 2 plays of the half really spread out. They've got their linebackers out into the outside gaps. They are making sure that they're not going to get beat by the speed.
Jackson Hutchins checking back in for the Tigers in the secondary. Weiss takes a snap. He's going to hand it off. Carr is wrapped up quickly at the line of scrimmage.
Boogie down at the 17.
Yeah, so he's seeing them all spread out as well, hoping to pop a gap there. Steinspring came up and made a good play from their linebacker spot. That's the problem with trying to go up the middle in this bunch. Their inside linebackers are really tough to get by.
That'll bring out Ashton Waller for his third punt tonight. He's lined up near the end zone. Low snap. Waller collects it. He's going to get it off. Does a great job making something out of nothing there as the ball goes out near the 50.
I believe that Ashton is a right-footed kicker. I think he is. He kicked that with his left foot. So he had no option. He went with the only option he had, which was with his left foot. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he's a right-footed punter kicking left-footed.
Well, he made the best out of a bad situation there. It could have been a lot worse. Bentonville still starting on the right side of the 50 here, but it could have been a lot closer. Bentonville taking the snap at the 46. Edwards going to roll out to his left. He's looking deep for Nimrod, and he has got him wide open. 46-yard touchdown pass to start first possession of the second half for the Tigers.
Momentum has really shifted to the Tigers' side of the field. A little bit of a miscommunication in the defensive backfield between Garlington and the cornerback or the safety, and so we had a little bit of a problem there on the deep route by Nimrod.
Bentonville scored the last 17 points in the game. Turner's PAT is up and good. 24-14. Bentonville takes the lead here in the third quarter. 30-second break, and we're back here on Conway Court. back at John McConnell Stadium after putting up 14 quick points in the first quarter. This Conway offense is stalled out a little bit. They're going to have to find a way to get in the end zone here in the third quarter.
Coach Kelly has a good skill set to adjust to what the defense is doing. We'll see what they do in the second series here.
So Bryce Bohannon started on the right side, and then as Bentonville started to line up, Bryce and Jamal switch places. See if they can get some trickery here. And of course the goal probably to get Bryce the ball, but it's going to go to Jamal Bethune. He brings it through the middle, and he's shaking off Bentonville defenders out past the 30.
Tackled by the kicker. He'll hear about that later in the locker room, but really good return, good spot. He came from all the way on the other side of the field, so that's a long way to run to get to the 32-yard line.
Wampus Cats trail by 10. 9:48 to go here in the third quarter. Conway's going to start with 3 receivers out to the right side. Nope, they're going to go empty. And Michael Hardaway is in at quarterback, senior. He's going to do the design run play. He finds a little lane over there, gets close to a first down.
Michael Hardaway is a really athletic young man, a little bit taller than Ben, long legs, quick to the edge. He brings the running game to the offense for sure.
Ben Weiss on the sideline, standing close to the coaches. It's going to be empty backfield again for Hardaway. Another design run. He's going to take it to the left. May have got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd and short for Conway.
He tried to make as much as he could out of that. He did a good job of trying to stick his nose in there and getting what he could, just short of the first down.
3rd and inches. Weiss back in.
Short of the first down. 3rd down and a yard.
Weiss is going to get under center, and he's going to do the quarterback sneak. And he's going to have enough.
That was a great push by Ben that initially stopped and then found the gap, found the seam, pushed across.
Wampus Cats just trying to get a first down, build a little momentum here.
That will do it for you. Get a first down, get some time back to your defense as well.
Conway already set, ready to go. Weiss is going to hand off to Bethune right up the middle. Bethune. He's still on his feet, out past the first down marker. Gain of 12.
Ran right through one of the linebackers' tackles there. Joyce broke his tackle at about the 5 yards off of the line of scrimmage and made a good run beyond that.
Bohannon, Moix, Williams, near side. Mosby out on the far end. He's going to hand off to Bethune. Bethune falling forward for a gain of 4.
So Coach Kelly has seen that they are taking Steinspring and really rolling him on the outside because we're trying to get to the edge and the speed. That's really only leaving Joyce in the middle. We found a couple of spots there.
Boogie Carr in the backfield. Weiss is going to hand off to Carr, and he is wrapped up and still pushing his way for a few more yards.
Steinspring made this tackle there. They kept him inside. Both linebackers were lined up in their normal spot there. And when they're lined up there, anything up the middle is going to be tough going.
3rd and 4 for Conway.
It's 3rd down and 4. Wampus Cats at the 39.
Carr stays on. Weiss fumbles the snap. Carr's going to pick it up. He's going to try and get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th down near the 40 for the Wampus Cats.
Made a good play there. Boogie did to pick the ball up and then try to advance it forward. Picked up 3, gives us a chance of 4th down.
Conway offense going to stay on the field. Weiss takes the snap, looks left, and it's going to be picked off. Weiss is going to come up and make the tackle. It's number 36, Zane Okoa, with the interception.
Just a good play by the defense. Ball was underthrown a bit, and he was sitting on it.
Luis got locked in on Jaden Williams, and Koa with the nice read there. Bentonville with the interception, and the return down to the 36.
Bentonville's defense is chipping and double teaming Bryce Bohannon every play he's out there, and so it's making it a tough going. We've got to find some other options on the outside. Jaden's a great option, but tough going at this point.
See what the Tigers draw up here. It's going to be the hand off to Ficklin, and he bounces off a defender, and he's going to take it all the way in for 6. 36-yard touchdown run from Ficklin after he was met near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we had him in the backfield, actually, and he cut loose, and when he was loose on the edge, there was nobody home, and it's an easy romp to the end zone at that point.
Jackson Kaler having trouble. Looks like he lost a cleat out there. I don't know if he's needed on the field goal team or not.
They're giving him a chance to get it tied up, so I'm guessing he's looks like they've only got 10 out there anyway, so yeah, he's definitely part of the scheme.
You know, they tie these things up so tight.
Yeah,
it's hard to slip one on in a hurry.
Yeah.
And that cleat comes off. He gets into position, and it's going to bring in Turner for the PAT.
Foster to hold.
And it is no good. Looks like Turner may have slipped there. 30-14 after the missed PAT. 30-second break, and we're back here on Conway Court.
Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
Back at John McConnell Stadium, 30-14, the number 3 ranked Bentonville Tigers have jumped out to some early points here in the second half. Missed PAT from All-State kicker Logan Turner could play a factor, as you're now, for Conway, only down by 2 scores at 16.
This offense can do it. We've seen it. We know it can happen. Got to find the right spots. Try to get Bryce Bohannon back involved in the ballgame.
It's 2 years ago that Giovanni Johnson and the Wampus Cats trailed by 18 points in the second half, about this point in time in the third quarter. And they went on a tear, came back to win that game late in the fourth quarter. This kick is high, and Conway missing the opportunity to pull it in, and Bentonville is going to land on it. So a high kick from Turner. Conway not prepared to recover. The Tigers are going to take over at the 24-yard line.
Everything going the way of the Tigers at this point. Everything you can imagine to go wrong for the Wampus Cats is going wrong at this point, but you've got some leadership out there. Jalen McEwen really trying to pump everybody up. This is a good spot to be able to see what you're made of. We showed it against Fayetteville. Let's see if we can bounce back here.
Jerry Coleman checking in for Darius Hayes. Coleman, 3 tackles and an interception a week ago against Fayetteville. And we've got a change at quarterback for Bentonville as Drew Wright is in. He hands off to Anderson right up the middle for a gain of 5.
Interesting change of pace here. Going to Wright as the quarterback. Still has everybody else from a first-team perspective out there, including the running back.
We mentioned it earlier. This is Bentonville's first game of the season. And in their scrimmage a few weeks ago against Harbor, it was Wright taking most of the snaps in that game. He's going to fake to Anderson. He's going to look for Nimrod. In the left corner, Nimrod made a move, had a little bit of space. Overthrown.
Got some good pressure in there late by McEwen, right up the gut. Forced him to throw the ball deep and out of play. Good coverage that time by looks like by is it Darius Hayes, maybe Troy Wiseman. That's Troy.
So Wright taking the snaps. Handoff up the middle for a gain of 1. It's going to bring up 4th down. We keep mentioning Bentonville was supposed to play last week in week 0. They were scheduled to play Liberty North from Missouri, and they had a new rule come up because of COVID that they were not allowed to play out of state. So Bentonville had to hurry and find a replacement game. They decided, probably because of time, to go ahead and play in week 2, which was going to originally be their bye week.
36-yard field goal.
Turner out for a 36-yard field goal attempt, and it is money. 33-14, 5:22 remaining here in the third quarter. 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Court.
Helton's Wrecker U-Haul has the service you need. Whatever the automotive problem, Helton's has the diagnostics to repair it. If you're moving across town or across country, Helton's is your #1 choice for U-Haul in Conway. We have a wide selection of packing supplies for every aspect of your move. Also, we sell and install hitches. Call 327-4696 for a quote. At Helton's Wrecker U-Haul, we are always on our toes. Give us a call at 327-7681.
Back at John McConnell Stadium, Wampus Cats trailing 33-14.
Well, if you're looking for some positive news, listen, they got the ball on about our 27-yard line, and they really didn't make much from that. 5 yards is all they had. So good stand by the defense. They've got a good kicker, so that's 3 points that you're willing to give up instead of 7 there.
We'll have to see what coaching happened on the sideline. The kickoff team is back on. See if Turner tries that high short kick again. And he does. We're going to get a fair catch out near the 21-yard line.
That was Nathan Moix. Good job of coming up and solidifying the catch and giving us a good place to start.
19-point deficit for your Wampus Cats. And we're going to see Michael Hardaway out on the field again. Empty backfield. Last possession, we saw this twice. He ran both times. He's going to throw this time, but throws it short over to Carr.
This could be a combination that you see throughout the year, by the way. Some situational quarterbacks. This is not unheard of at all. It's a chance to change it up, force the defense into a different look.
And we saw Giovanni Johnson do this a lot his junior year. He would come in and run the Rhino formation. Had a little miscommunication there. Weiss is going to be sacked. Bryce Bohannon running in, getting his quarterback quickly.
Yeah, it's a good play by their linebackers. That's Steinspring. He's an aggressive guy and took Weiss to the ground there a little hard. I'm sure they'll keep an eye on that.
Empty backfield again, 4 receivers out to the right. Weiss is looking over the middle. He finds Carr. Carr hauls it in and making a few moves, trying to get that first down, and he does. He made 3 Tigers miss.
So a couple of things there. Boogie in the open field is pretty good. Got a lot of moves, and Ben Weiss is a little fired up right now. He didn't like the way he got tackled that last play.
Conway moving again. Handoff to Jamal Bethune right up the middle. Gain of 2.
Short gain. And Bethune's coming up little bit hobbled up.
Jamal comes off. Boogie Carr was getting some water. He's having to hurry back on.
There's not a lot of time in this offense to do anything,
No.
including getting a drink of water.
It's tough. Fake to Carr, looking over at the left, and that is almost picked off for the second time by Zane Akoa.
That route's been trouble because they're double covering Bryce Bohannon. They're jumping the inside part of it. Just the quick out that Bryce can do. We're going to find a different way to get him the ball.
Conway hasn't had many opportunities to look deep tonight. Carr in motion out to the left, empty backfield. Weiss looking right, quickly gets it out to Moix. It's going to be off his hands. 4th down and 8 coming up for the Wampus Cats. They'll be forced to punt.
Ben did a good job of getting the ball out of there. They had Steinspring coming off the edge on the backside, so it was a good thing that he got the ball out there. A little bit behind Moix, but he made a good attempt at it.
Ashton Waller took a short snap on his last punt attempt. He's able to get the ball off. Good snap this time. That's a nice low punt. Fielded by Foster, and he's taken down quickly.
That's Maurice Freeman.
Maurice Freeman.
Yeah.
Maurice, of course, ejected from the first game of the season. And the way that works is you have to miss a whole game. Well, he was ejected in the first half, so the second half counted as half of a game. So he had to sit out the first half here tonight and get to see the junior in.
He's a good player to have back. Our guys did a good job of maintaining while he was out, but it's good to have him fresh.
33-14, and Bentonville goes back to Edwards. Hand off to Ficklin, and it's got a gain of 12 out to the right.
Still finding some success on the outside. Getting a good kick out block, and they're finding the seam just off the tackle and the outside receiver.
Talked about that size on the offensive line, and the longer it goes in this game, the more they're wearing down our defensive line. Edwards going to keep it. There's going to be a flag.
Coming up. A little bit of a hold on the backside. Looked like number 61.
That was interesting as Jaden Robinson came up after the play and gave Edwards a little slap on the head. Looked like what you would do with your teammate, you know, when you make a play. Edwards promptly fell to the ground. I mean, we're talking a flop here.
That's an NBA flop.
Yeah, it's interesting.
No harm, no foul.
Robinson just telling him, hey, good play. Penalty's going to push Bentonville back.
First down and 18.
1st and 20. 1st and 18. Edwards rolling out to the left. Going to get a pass out to Nimrod. It was almost tipped.
They've got some guys running open in the flats. We're trying to protect about getting deep, but they're opening up in the flats. When you try to protect deep, that's what happens. You open up some spots, especially on the boundaries.
Nimrod and Foster, near side. Cameron Prince checking in as well, a receiver. They're going to get it out to Prince, but it goes through his hands.
I'm not sure that play was going to go anywhere to begin with, but Maurice Freeman out there very quickly to cover that up as it was kind of a hitch with a protection in front.
3rd and 4, 2:24 to go. You're starting to get in territory here where you got to get stops if you're going to find a way to climb back into this one. Good opportunity here for Conway to hold on 3rd and 4. Hand off to Ficklin. He's going to get a first down over on the left side. See, it's pulled down by Proc.
Still finding some success on the outside. They try the middle every once in a while, but it's not necessarily something they're doing very frequently. They really are trying to get us on the edge. Again, their tackles are huge, and they're making some good blocks to close off the edges, and that forces our linebackers to fly to the edge, and our safeties to come up.
It's Garrett Sanders that made the play. Sophomore linebacker getting the start tonight. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Edwards going to keep it. He's got room out on the right side. It's Troy Wiseman calling for a hold.
Edwards, the ball carrier.
There is a flag on the field.
Yeah, that's a hold. He wasn't acting there. He actually was getting wrapped up pretty tightly. Good play by Trey Roberts, by the way, coming up just in case that hold wasn't there, but it was definitely a hold on the edge.
Holding. Offense, number 5.
Wiseman going to stay on the field. Darius Hayes back on the field as well, senior. Starting at, well, he didn't start tonight at safety, but seen a lot of action at safety. So with the penalty, that's going to make it 1st and 9 for Bentonville. Edwards looking out to the left. He's got Cooper Smith. Smith picking up the first down.
Ran a couple of double outs there, and one a little bit deeper than the other, and so you have to kind of pick and choose there. A little bit too much space given up by our cornerback there, and the quick out is an easy pitch and catch.
Proc checking back in for Miller. And Trey Hill back on the defensive line as well. Bentonville content to slow things down a bit. Edwards rolling out to the right. Finds Foster. Troy Wiseman coming up to make the stop.
Good play by Troy to come up and make a shoestring tackle.
5-yard gain, 2nd down.
Got to get there a little bit quicker to be able to keep it under a 2 or 3 yard gain. That's a good spot you want to be, but 5 is a little too much on 1st down.
Tigers happy to let the play clock tick a little deeper. Now with the substantial lead, we're under a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. Edwards looked left, and he's going to run right. He's got a blocker out there.
Edwards carried.
And he's going to pick up another Tiger first down. Bring up 1st and goal from the 9.
1st down and goal.
Edwards is being very creative on the outside. I mean, he's not just trying to find a seam. He's okay to bounce it inside, bounce it outside, trying to get some one-on-one opportunities, and he's making the most of them for sure.
Bentonville will have to run a play here. We're under 20 seconds. Going to hand it off to Anderson. Anderson's going to pick up 3 or 4. He's still on his feet, and he's going to fall forward all the way to the 1. The clock will run out here in the 3rd quarter. After 3, Conway trails Bentonville 33-14. 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Court.
Centennial Bank builds relationships. That's why our bankers roll up their sleeves to support Conway and Faulkner County. They are folks you know and value for mortgages, business loans, and all your personal banking needs. Community involvement and exceptional service from people you know. That's the Centennial Bank way. Centennial Bank's legacy started right here in Conway and is still growing. Centennial Bank, building legacies, one relationship at a time.
Conway Corp is proud to provide internet services to customers who are looking for a reliable, high-speed experience with speeds up to 1 gig. Everyone in your house can surf at blazing fast speeds, whether they're playing games, streaming media, sharing photos, shopping, or just browsing. Learn more at conwaycorp.com, and Conway Corp gig internet keeping us supplied here in the press box tonight at John McConnell Stadium. Helping us get all the stats and info from Scott Taylor.
Stats.
Our stats man. His son was honored at halftime, senior band member, Toby. Oh, wait, Toby's his wife. Wait, I'm trying to remember. I forget, but he was honored.
Did he help make the hat?
You know, I'm going to say probably not, if I was betting.
All right.
But maybe. Scott never fails to surprise me. 2nd and 1 coming up for Bentonville as we start the 4th quarter. As they look to add to this big lead. Hand off to Anderson, and he's going to dive in. 6 points, 39-14. Conway just completely stalled out after that first quarter.
Yeah, it's been a different ball game since we turned it to the second. This is a complete difference from last week. Bentonville's kind of doing what we did last week, really kind of just turning it on. See if we can't get a play here or there to try to turn the momentum back.
Logan Turner with the point after attempt. It is good. 40 points tonight for Bentonville. Conway trails 40-14. 30-second break, and we're back here on Conway Corp.
Take it outside, boys! Johnson's down the right side. He crosses over to O'Connor and shoots. Oh, no! Goal! Brilliant.
You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Tell your insurance provider you choose All Clean USA.
Mom said take it outside.
2 seconds into the 4th quarter, and Bentonville puts up another 7 points, extending that lead 40-14.
Most frustrated person in the building is probably Bryce Bohannon. Just not a factor this evening so far. They've done a good job of shutting him down.
Yeah, credit to this Bentonville defense and special teams as well, as Logan Turner has done a great job keeping the ball away from him on kickoffs. Another short kick over to the left side of the field. Darlington gets the fair catch.
Okay, it's time to see what Coach Kelly can do in terms of being creative. Their size and speed is leaning. They're starting to lean on us a little bit. So let's see if we can get creative here. I'm sure that Coach Kelly is full of creative plays.
Mosby, Moix, and Williams near side. Bryce Bohannon split out to the left. They're going to find Bryce, his first reception of the game. And a quick slant, and it looks like a horse collar tackle coming in. I don't see a flag on the field, but Bryce finally getting his hands on a reception, and you can see what he can do there.
That's creative. Deep slant to Bryce. That's a good option every time.
2 receivers to each side now. Weiss going to hand off to Bethune. Bethune making that first move at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up 3.
That's one of the things that we were having some success with in the first quarter was popping Bethune as their linebackers were trying to blitz the gap. And that time, same thing happened. Stein Spring went right by Bethune.
Weiss quickly finds Moix out in the flats. He is just swallowed up.
Yeah, good speed on the defense there on the edge. Moix did a good job of actually holding on to the ball there. They were surrounding him as soon as he had it.
Senior All-State safety Johnny Anderson coming in for Bentonville. 3rd and 8 coming up for the Wampus Cats. Weiss will go empty. 4 receivers to his left. And that's where he's looking. Finds Moix across the middle. Moix making a move, trying to cut it back out. And there's a late flag coming in here. Looked like Moix had a first down. He tried to make a move back to gain more. And
couldn't see what the call was on the outside there. That's normally a face mask. I don't think there's a hold there, but
well, it happened right at the tackle.
Personal foul. Grabbing the face mask.
It's going to be a face mask.
15 yards.
It's going to add 15 yards.
He made a really good catch in traffic. Did get turned around. Need to push the ball forward there. Came back and lost the first down, but still maintained his possession with the ball.
They'll go 4 to the right this time. Weiss looking for Williams. Williams going up. Those sure hands. He's going to be down all the way to the 5. There's a flag in the backfield. This would really hurt. It's going to be coming back on this one.
They're going to call that hold on Nick DeBoard, and I will tell you that I don't think it was. I mean, I'm not going to be that guy to talk about it that way, but he made a really good block on the edge, linebacker rushing through, continued with his block to the ground. The official saw that it was a hold.
It's a jump ball situation for Jaden Williams, and I would see him winning most of those situations.
Yeah, I love Jaden in a jump ball situation on either football field or basketball court. He's going to win most of those. That's a tough break.
Jamal Bethune lining up behind Weiss. Going to fake and find Moix quickly. Little bubble screen set up out there as Jacoby Heckman was out in front of him and just laid out a Bentonville defender.
They got a player down on their defensive end, number 33.
Donnie Thomas.
Yeah.
Or nope, that would be
official timeout.
Preston Jones.
Yes, Preston Jones. Got an official timeout on the field to attend to Jones. We'll take it with him. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp.
You're watching Conway Corp Channel 5 and 585, Conway's source for local community programming. Here you'll find the Wampus Cats, Conway City Council, here and there featuring local events, burn and breathe that will get your heart rate up and down. Find new adventures on a wave for a day or grab your sketch pad and draw with Mr. Foy's easel. Plus, learn more about Conway Corp's story. We're creating original programming with Conway in mind on Conway Corp Channel 5 and 585.
Back at John McConnell Stadium, and Preston Jones is up now and walking off the field for Bentonville. 9:59 remaining, and Conway trails 40-14. Both teams put up 14 points in the first quarter, but it's been all Bentonville since then.
Yeah, when the momentum swings, even when you get a big play, something happens on the backside, and really an unfortunate call there, but try to press forward.
2nd and 20 for Conway after the hold. Weiss finds Mosby in the middle. Mosby picking up a gain of 14.
He was the big play guy early on in the game last week. Made a great touchdown catch.
Tackle made by Anderson and Ethan Estes.
Conway getting to the line quickly. Boogie Carr in the backfield. They're going to run that option again. 3rd time tonight. Weiss is going to keep it, and he found a little lane there. Takes it down to the 10-yard line.
They're not going to try to play the run on Weiss very often. That's not necessarily his forte, but he's a very athletic guy, very fast. Made a good decision there on the option play.
Ethan Estes got his helmet knocked off. Had to call an official timeout to give him time to get off the field. Jamal Bethune taking the handoff to the left and continuing to push all the way down to the 3.
Downhill runner, when he gets just a little bit of space and can get into the secondary, he's going to be some trouble, and made a good run up the middle there.
We'll bring Jaden Williams in. More of that H-back spot. Reese is going to hand off to Jamal Bethune. He's trying to work his way in there. Maybe got another yard there. First time we've seen Williams come in tight tonight.
Yeah, first time in the H position, and they tried to follow him. He kicked his guy out. Bethune did a good job just to get to where he was. They forward progress had him at 2. He almost got to the 1.
3rd and 1 upcoming for Conway. Boogie Carr checks in.
It's going to be 3rd down and 1 for first down, 2 for a touchdown.
Williams in tight again. They're going to follow him right on that right side, and Boogie Carr making his way right behind Jaden Williams and Jacoby Ekman and Nick DeBoard. They get in for 6.
It'll take a little bit of frustration out of what's happened in the last couple of quarters. That was just straight at him for the last couple of plays. Some good, hard running.
Conway chips away at this lead. Mejia, PAT is up, and it is good. Conway trailing now 40-21, 8:09 remaining in the game. 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Court.
Community is everywhere. Banking where you are, when you need it. On any device. At home, and wherever you play. We're committed to offering excellent service, competitive rates, and convenience in each of our 27 locations and beyond. Visit our website and discover how we can help your community at First Community Bank, where community is everything.
Senior night at John McConnell Stadium, not really going the way of your Wampus Cats. They trail 40-21 to the number 3 ranked Bentonville Tigers. Bentonville coming in for their first game of the season.
They've looked like the number 3 team in the state tonight.
Yeah, they have. Ficklin bringing in the kickoff. It's going to be dragged down at the 10, or at the 20. Play made by Mason Jett.
Backup defensive back, special teams guy made a really good play there. Ficklin could be dangerous in the open field and made a good closing play. All right, defenses on the field. Try to make a stand. See if they can keep the momentum going.
It's Coleman, Waller, Hayes, and Wiseman in the secondary for your Wampus Cats. Maurice Freeman, that linebacker there, number 5. Right back in for Bentonville at quarterback. Hand off to Ficklin, gain of 8.
We've got some guys in right now that haven't played a lot. They are definitely our rotation in and out. But you've got Ethan Winningham out there. Desmond is out there as well. Gabe Matthews. So you've got some guys that haven't played as much. Get some good experience right here.
Tigers going to be looking to get a few first downs here and whittle that clock down as much as possible. They got a long trip back to Bentonville. Yep. Right, hands off to Ficklin. He's going to pick up the first down and more. Robinson finally able to take him down at the 43.
Got a Wampus Cat down at the 32. Looks like Trey Garlington maybe.
Wampus Cat down on the field. We will go ahead and take a break with them. Conway trails 40-21 here on Conway Court.
Attention please, the news conference will start in mere moments.
Hi, welcome, good day. I know you have lots of questions about the mysteries surrounding the new Ford Bronco.
We have questions, over here.
I know you're excited about the new Ford Bronco. The simple answer is Smith Ford is here to help you order and build your new 2021 Ford Bronco.
Come experience Smith Ford's family customer service in Conway, exit 127, right off of I-40.
When you're looking for a new home in Conway, why not call on someone who knows the city better than anyone? Velda Looters with Coldwell Banker RPM Group. She has 25 years of experience and understands every aspect of the home buying and selling process. Buying a home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Working with Velda is easy because she knows your needs are unique and she gives you the personalized service it takes to find your perfect home. She loves Conway High Sports and is a longtime supporter of the Conway Wampus Cats and Lady Cats. Find current listings at her website, veldalooters.com, or give her a call.
Back at John McConnell Stadium, got a Wampus Cat still on the field. He has set up now. Still not quite sure who that is. Were you able to spot him?
No, it's not Tyler Garlington. He's out in the defensive huddle, and in the replay that I looked at, couldn't tell who it was.
Trainers Brooke Mines, Jacob Walton Connor out there, and they are getting him up, and it's number 2, Darius Hayes, senior defensive back for your Wampus Cats, and he is up now and walking back to the sideline. It's a good sight to see after he was down on the field for a couple minutes.
We've got a good training staff. They do a fantastic job on all of our sports. Would trust them with any of the players that we've got out there. Good job by those guys.
It's going to bring up 1st and 10 for Bentonville. 7:12 to go. Tigers lead 40-21. It'll be right in again at quarterback for Bentonville.
They're going to start working the clock every play. Yeah.
Right, hands off to Ficklin on the left side. Ficklin not the starter, but he has been carrying most of the load for this Tiger rush attack tonight.
Good job by Trey Hill to stick with it, because he looked like we had him stopped a couple of times, and Trey Hill came back and cleaned it up from his nose tackle position.
2nd and 4. 6:15 and ticking. They're content to just keep handing it off to Ficklin. He's got another first down for the Tigers. It's going to be close.
Yeah, he got turned back right at the stake by Trey Roberts. Did a good job of coming up from his safety position. Kept him short.
3rd and inches. It'll be Ficklin again. He'll pick up the first down that time. New set of downs coming up for Bentonville.
Yeah, good second effort there by Ficklin. Initially stopped right at the line of scrimmage and then made a good turn and pressed forward for a couple of yards to get the first down.
We opened the season a week ago with Fayetteville, who I believe was ranked number 5 at the time.
Yep.
Then playing number 3 ranked Bentonville tonight. And next week we'll be on the road at Jonesboro. Not sure where they're ranked in the 6A, but another perennially great program, especially talking about in the 6A. Anderson's going to break one out on the right side. Jones trips him up, and he's going to save another Bentonville touchdown.
Johnny Pike.
Yeah, that's as soon as he popped the line of scrimmage, we had it all stuffed up into the middle. Really nobody out there. Coleman did a good job of
First down and goal.
Staying with it, getting a shoestring tackle to stop the touchdown on that play.
Wampus Cats play a very tough non-conference schedule every year. They dropped El Dorado this year in favor of Fayetteville. And I like starting with these 7A West teams because these are teams that you're probably going to see at some point in the playoffs. Bentonville going to hand off again, and a big tackle there by number 15, Trey Roberts.
Trey's a junior, he's converted quarterback from last year, moved into the secondary this year. Very smart player, very athletic, and he brought the lumber on that play.
He did.
A little frustration coming out there.
Denying Johnny Pike from a touchdown. Sophomore running back checked in for Bentonville. Got a whistle on the field. Looks like we're going to have a sideline warning against the Wampus Cats.
That's an interesting call at this point in the game and at that point of the field. I mean, nowhere near the line of scrimmage.
Nowhere near the action.
Very interesting.
Conway is going to be drawn offsides. It's Trey Banks. That'll move it about a yard and a half.
Trying to be aggressive, trying to get into the gap. No blame there. Just got to keep your head on the ball.
Three and a half minutes to play here in this one. That's going to be an easy score for Johnny Pike.
Touchdown.
Yeah, once again, we had the middle jammed up thinking they were going to go off tackle, and as soon as they bounced outside, there was really only one player there, and he was not in position to make the tackle.
46 points now for the Bentonville Tigers. 3:20 to go here in Conway. Logan Turner missed a PAT earlier. And almost did it again. It looked kind of similar to the one he missed earlier. That one is good. 47-21. 3:20 to play. We'll be back with the rest of the game after 30 seconds here on Conway Court. Been a frustrating senior night for your Wampus Cats, trailing 47-21, and the stands here at John McConnell Stadium starting to empty out a little bit. Bentonville Tigers coming in ranked number 3 in the 7A. I believe same ranking in the overall state rankings as well.
That's right.
Mentioned all the success that they've had in the past 2 decades, but they've won 4 straight 7A West titles. And Jamal Bethune trying to do something a little late here in this one. Conway's going to start around the 36. They've won 25 consecutive 7A West games.
I mean, they roll, they steam, and that's a tough conference. I mean,
yeah,
you got some perennial powerhouses up there. Fayetteville, Bentonville West.
Bentonville West has really come on the last few years.
Yeah.
They've been consistently the second-ranked team out of the West the last 2 or 3 years. Conway's gonna try and get on the board again before this one's over. Weiss running out to the right, just nothing there. Good coverage by Bentonville.
Yeah, he did a good job just to keep the ball there. There was really nothing available. Initial routes were covered up. Tried to have one guy, Micah Mosby, working back, but really was nothing there for him.
Weiss looking to his left. Looking for Moix. Landed in between Williams and Moix out in the flats. 3rd and 13.
It's a little bit like an early season indecision throw and routes by our guys. A little bit of a learning curve. Need to stay focused. Just try to finish up the ball game the best way you can.
Empty backfield for Weiss. 4 receivers out to his left. That's where he's looking. He's going to find Moix. Quick in route. Gain of 3. Bring up 4th down.
Tackle was made by Chris Collier. It's 4th down, 8 Conway.
The punt team's going to come in again. Ashton Waller has been a lot busier tonight than he was a week ago.
And he is a left-footed kicker, so he did. He was able to kick it with the correct foot, but was still a great player early in the first half.
Yeah, that was. He took a low snap, and right now he can't take a snap at all because his snapper, Levern Floyd, not out there, and Wampus Cats are going to have to take a timeout.
So you mentioned frustrating, and that's really the word here. I mean, you're toe-to-toe with these guys for the first quarter, 14-14, and have a really good feeling about where things are. I mean, that's a continuation of the last 3 quarters of the Fayetteville game, and but from that point forward, as we turned into the second quarter, it's really been all Bentonville. We've only scored 7 points, and they put up a large number, and we've seen frustration and missed opportunities on both sides of the ball, including the special teams.
So as you get ready to put this one to bed, I know we're not doing your Tim's 3 things to watch just quite yet for Jonesboro, but yeah. What are some things you try and take away from a night like tonight?
Well, first thing you're trying to do is look for people that are going to continue to play through the score. And then you've got a chance to really probably we're taking a look at a few good backups in this case. Got some aggressiveness going on still out there, so you're trying to do that. You want to make sure you stay healthy. You don't want to get anybody hurt at this point, but this is a maturity spot, right? So you showed it in Fayetteville at the end of the first quarter and moved through. Now you got a chance to really show them maturity and see what you can bring to Jonesboro.
2:04 to go here in the game. Bentonville leads 47-21, taking over at their own 25. Wright has taken most of the snaps here in the fourth quarter. Tigers just going to try and run out the clock on this drive.
Got a lot of young guys and getting some backups, some really good opportunities, some good snaps here to get some experience. Here's the other thing, too, about next week. You want to take this frustration this next week in practice. I mean, you really had a great game against Fayetteville. You did not come out and show the same thing against Bentonville. You're really going to have a lot of work in practice. You're going to find out who really wants to go this next week.
Saw a few different starters tonight. You might see some of that next week as well. It's Conway taking these non-conference games to solidify what their starting lineup is going to look like in a few weeks as we start 7A Central play.
Yeah, you want to win every ball game, right? You want to do that. This is a tough non-conference schedule. What you want to do is make sure you're ready for conference play. You're not seeing Manny Smith out here for that reason, more than likely. Just not quite ready to go. There's no sense in furthering an injury there. We're probably not showing everything we can show at this point, either. So there's still better days ahead for sure.
Under 40 seconds to play in this one. 3rd and 3, and big play there from number 90, Desmond Wilson.
Good play. Desmond's a senior, celebrating senior night. He's going to end the game on a really good play there.
Yeah, and that's going to be the last play of the game. There's enough time left on the play clock to run this one out. The Wampus Cats going to fall 47-21, move to 1-1 early on the season. Any players that stick out to you? I know it wasn't a great night for your Wampus Cats, but on senior night, any players that impressed you?
Yeah, Boogie Carr. I thought Boogie played well. We got the ball to Jaden Williams a few times, but Boogie had a great game. He got some space. He really showed as a young guy, as a sophomore, that he has some sense of the pace of the game, which was my worry coming in the first week. Get the ball in his hands in critical moments. He can make some plays.
Wampus Cats going to have to shake this one off quickly. They have their first road game of the year coming up next Friday. It's at Jonesboro, so it's a long one for you Conway locals or any of you here in Central Arkansas. Long trip, not sure what the attendance will look like or how many tickets will be given out.
We're going to be there.
We're definitely going to be there, so that's what I'm trying to say. If you're not ready to make that long trip on a Friday night, you can always watch it here on Conway Corp on YouTube, channels 5 and 585 if you live here in Conway. I'm Levi Gilbert. He's Tim Roach. Not the night we wanted on senior night, but I still had a good time doing this here with you, Tim. I'm trying to find my paper to talk about all the Conway Corp little elves that make all the magic happen and allow you to see this.
Is that a Santa joke?
You heard what you want to hear. So our thanks to Javon, Maggie, Ashton, Justin, Scott, Chad, John, and Kara for helping you be able to see this tonight. We'll see you next Friday in Jonesboro. Good night.
Bye, everybody.